Namaste, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across the planet, around the world. My name is Gregg Prescott from In5D.com, and we're doing something different. Instead of like an evening chat, we're doing a daytime chat, shaking things up a little. You know, normally what we do is we have a chat at 7 p.m. Eastern, and what that ends up doing is it eliminates a lot of people from Europe, Australia, you know, people, Denmark. Although we do have a regular from Denmark that comes on here. He's a night owl. But yeah, so it's something a little different. So I'd imagine right now it must be probably 2 o'clock in Europe, I'm guessing. I'm horrible with converting times. It's 10 o'clock here, so it's 7 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast of the United States. So, you know, if you're just waking up and having your good morning cup of coffee, or in my case, your smoothie, fruit smoothie, cheers, good morning, or good afternoon, if you're in Europe. Yeah, this is let's see, what do I have in here? A banana, red grapes, strawberries, blueberries, and the liquid I used was a strawberry orange juice. So yummy. And it's in a sigil glass. That sigil says all of my codons are open. Yummy. Or in reverse, Nipo era snoda infla. All my codons are open. I actually did that one time. You can take Audacity, say something into the microphone, and then there's a tool on there where you can play it in reverse. And the reverse of what I'm saying, I figure you can use that for the good. If you can use it for the bad, you have to be able to use it for the good. So that's what I did. And that's how I use everything. Just like the sigils, many sigils are used against us. This is being used for us. So as many of you know, I've been working on my DNA. My goal is to open up all the codons in my DNA so I can heal myself and others in humanity's best interests. So I've been working on that for years, and I'd like to think I'm getting closer, but we shall see. And thank you, Deborah, for the super chat. I appreciate that. I see you over there. I see you all over in YouTube land. Good morning to everyone there. Yeah, that's just one thing I'm working on. And I'm doing so many different things on getting my DNA to where it needs to be. One of the things, you know, I've been working with Tiffany Kiefer, and I had a 2-hour session with her the other day, and we got a lot accomplished. And that's one of the things that I am working on with her as well, is opening up all the codons in my DNA. So I'm looking forward to that. Another thing, on Monday at 10 a.m., I have a Zoom meeting set up with Dr. Thornton Streeter and Joyce Mason. And what we're going to be talking about is biofield energy. And what I did was I sent them photos of myself. They requested that you stand in front of this, you know, white wall or a white sheet, and which I did. And I have no idea how these are going to turn out, but we're going to go over these photos on Monday. And you guys, you know, can ask them any kind of questions you want about the biofield energy reading. And that's something that you guys might want to look into yourself. But I figure, okay, I'll be the guinea pig, basically the guinea pig on all the experimentation I'm doing on my DNA. So I figure, what the heck, I'll be the guinea pig on this as well. And you'll be hearing the results live, just like I'm hearing them myself. So I want to encourage people to, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed at this point, and hit the bell notification. That way you'll be alerted when these types of videos are being posted. I also want to encourage you guys to stop over at in5d.net and check out the awesome shirts that we have going on right now. These shirts, as a matter of fact, I got a new batch coming out. I should be posting them tomorrow or Sunday when I get around to it. But I have a new batch of these, the quantum crystal and gemstones for all the chakras. Now, this particular shirt has all of the gemstones that Adrian Goff, crystal expert Adrian Goff, recommended. So it has the black tourmaline, the shungite, the cuprite, the quantum quattro, citrine, Libyan gold tektite, tugtuptite, rhodochrosite, so on and so forth. They're all in the dye on top of the 99.9% quartz crystal sand. So what happens is that quartz crystal sand supercharges all the other crystals, and it gives you this like supercharged energy shirt. So I'm going to be making more of these. I think I still have some of these in stock, and I think just about every size. I'm not sure, but I'll be making more, and they should be posted soon on in5d.net. Pretty simple to remember. You know, you can get all your information on in5d.com or go to in5d.net for these super amazing shirts. Also, I'd like to encourage you guys, if you enjoy these kinds of formats that I'm doing, to help sponsor us through Patreon. And we have different levels here. For 111, you get alerted about these chats, and you can comment on them too. Once I post them on Patreon, I'm a little behind on posting the chats on there, but I'll get to it this weekend as well. And you get your name listed on the Wall of Gratitude page as well. So, and then for $5.55, you get all that, plus ad-free articles and the Insiders Club private chat. And that's held on the first Wednesday of every month. And what comes there stays there. I'm talking about things I'm not going to put out in public. So you might want to check that out. And whatever anyone else says, that stays within us. So, and then for 111, you get all that from the previous two tiers, plus Afterthoughts videos, exclusive mid-month energy report video, which I just put out not too long ago, and so on and so forth. And there's a total of 6 levels. So check that out at patreon.com/in5d. I'll put a link in the more info section for all this. So as I always do, or try to do at least, what we're going to do right now is some card readings. Got some cards that I drew. And we're going to go first with this, Doreen Virtue's Goddess Guidance Oracle cards. And the card that we drew from this particular deck today is Sarasvati. And she's jamming. She's got her guitar. Actually, it's a sitar, but... and she's got a little Marshall amp next to her. Oh, no, she doesn't. That's right. It's not, it's not an electric guitar, but I just happen to have mine next to me. So I can definitely relate to Sarasvati. And this card is focused on the arts. So what it says underneath the card, express yourself through creative activities. Now, it doesn't have to be guitar. It can be painting. It can be anything. Create. So, Sarasvati, you're a limitless being. If it seems that you have time, money, or other restrictions, it's simply because your mind is focused upon the material world. And remember, try to live without time as much as possible. And that way, you become that multi-dimensional being that you innately are. You can unlimit yourself by lifting the cloak of the material world from your focus. Music is essential for the expression of the non-material ideals and energy. How many times have you guys gotten a message through music. All of a sudden, a song pops in into your head for no apparent reason. And it might not be a genre that you particularly listen to, but the message has a greater meaning. And that's probably happened to just about all of us. Music colors our surroundings with emanations from the highest vibrational fields. It allows us to escape all limitations in our thinking and very existence. Surround yourself in music and allow it to stimulate your own creative thinking and to spark new ideas. Flow with the music and give yourself permission to investigate and experiment with putting your creative ideas into action. Enjoy being limitless. So yeah, try that with any of the creative arts. Make up your own song if you want. And then what we did was I drew another card, and all the cards I draw are in the highest and greatest good for us all. So this one is the Spirit Messages Daily Guidance Oracle Deck by John Holland. Got the lawn maintenance people outside with their air blowers, the dissonant sound, but not even that can break this card's message. Light. Oh. Okay. Well, that's the first paragraph here, so I can hold it up and read it while you guys look at the card. Imagine yourself as being composed of energy and light, because in reality, that's precisely what you are. You are a powerful being, and people are attracted to your brilliance. This is a time to remember how vibrant you truly are. The spirit world presents this card to remind you that some people are attracted to light while others emanate it. You are a powerful beacon, and as a result, you have the ability to attract what you desire. Thoughts are like rays of light made up from energy that disperse into the universe, but eventually get returned to us. Ask yourself, how have my thoughts been lately? Have they been positive or negative? It's worth remembering that you will often find what you're thinking about or looking for. You also have the power to use your brilliance to protect yourself from people or situations that might be causing you disharmony. Visualize yourself surrounded by a protective layer of brilliant white light, which allows only positive people and situations to enter into your space and life for your highest good. You are a shining soul, and we are here in the spirit world, and we here in the spirit world see your light and know you have the power to be even more than who you are, a spiritual being with unlimited potential. Boy, isn't that the truth? I've always said that if people could only see the light within instead of these meat suits that we wear, there'd be no judgment. There'd just be love, because you'd see and feel that inner love from that energy that radiates, that we all have and that we all carry. But unfortunately, we have these meat suits. I drew a card, and I want to encourage you guys too, if you have any oracle cards or if you want to do tarot readings or anything like that. It looks like Leanne's shuffling a deck, so maybe we'll get a reading from her after I get done here. But yeah, I encourage you guys to jump on. Let me post another link on YouTube. And quick shout out once again to Deborah. Thank you. I appreciate that greatly. Thank you. And so I drew a card from the tarot deck, and it's the first major arcana, and it's the Magician. When you think of a magician, you think of, you know, a smooth talker, a good communicator. You know, he's doing something with one hand and something else is always going on with the other hand. And if you notice here, he's got the, you know, the as above, so below. So that there's a message going on deeper within that, with the as above, so below. I think in the last spirit chat we had, I showed a picture of these ships that are out there that are over our planet. There's tons of them, and hundreds, thousands. They're all over the place. I know that when I use my night vision goggles, I can't go 10 minutes without seeing a ship. But, you know, the whole as above, so below, what we're getting on that, there's huge changes that are going on. I mean, look at what's going on here. If everything that's going on here is as crazy as what's going on above, there's a lot going on. So yeah, we have, you know, states that are basically closing down here in the United States, although in China, everything's back to normal again. Good for them. But there's a lot of chaos, a lot of stress, a lot of things are going on. Meditate, ground, try to stay within your own energy fields and not be affected by others, especially anything on the mainstream media, and you'll be okay. We're all going to get through this. As a matter of fact, Trump was saying that he hopes to lift most of the restrictions up by Easter, which is only a few weeks away. So we're going to be back and running full speed as if nothing else happened. Everything's going to be bouncing back. But, you know, it sucks in the meanwhile because, you know, a lot of people have lost out on income. My daughter, she's a bartender at Applebee's. She hasn't worked, you know, in a while. And I know other people are struggling as well, myself included. So look at these changes, as above, so below. There's huge changes going on, not only here on our planet, but in the aethers as well. So, oh, also, if you notice, this guy has like all the tarot signs on his table. So you have everything that you need. You have all the tools. Go within. We've been putting this message out for quite a while to go within. Don't ask other people what you think, and stand in your vibration of truth, love, and light, and you'll be fine. Oh, if you also notice, he has the sign of eternity above his head that could represent infinite possibilities. It could also, well, it definitely also represents, you know, external life, you know, merging the physical with the spiritual. I think the biggest message, though, that we're getting from this card, just what I'm feeling, is that there's so much going on as above. If there's this much going on below, imagine what's going on above. It's crazy. So I'm excited. I honestly am. I got goosebumps just thinking about the possibilities. And that's with the infinite sign, endless possibilities. There are so many things that can happen.
There's a lot of us feeling like that. I've talked to a lot of people, and we're not feeling scared. We're feeling joy and hopefulness moving forward.
That's good timing, because I was just going to unmute the whole chat room. Hey, how are you, Jody?
Hey, good morning.
Good. I noticed yesterday you're like, hey, I'm all for a morning chat. Also on Facebook, I did a Facebook Live yesterday, and I had a lot of people that went on there, but we're not reaching the people that are in Europe, except for a couple people like Bo. He comes on here, but it's all good. So yeah, so that's what you're feeling, that too. Something big is going on above as well.
And good. It's all feels good and joyful.
I agree. Something amazing and magical is the foundation's being laid right now. And we have to get through this crap, which we are, and we're getting through it in a positive way. And we're going to burst out the other side, like a butterfly coming out of the cocoon,
Definitely.
Greg, can I see that card one more time?
The magician.
Is it got just one cup?
Yeah, it has each one of has a cup, a wand, the pencil.
Okay.
Yeah.
One cup has been poured out and it has reached above and below and us. It's like oh man, it's so much information is coming out. And the reason we are seeing positive is because we're on the positive. That which is below us is also in an uproar. And that's why we're seeing what you've been posting about the media, the whole Hollywood and all of that. So as above, so below, as above, so below, And that one cup has just been poured out. Can you imagine when the next cups are poured, how much more positive we're going to get and how much more negative they're going to get? I don't see that as a bad thing. It is kind of daunting to look at it that way in a little bit, but we are the brightest lights, and that's what we're fighting with, is our bright lights. We have to be aware of that third level, as above, so below. We're in the middle, so below us is also that activity. And that was done with one cup. Oh my goodness, what's going to happen on the second cup? Just a thought process.
So I've got, I've recently posted a bunch of stuff on my personal Facebook page. This is what Diana is talking about. Exposing those in Hollywood and in the music industry. They're coming out with a lot of codes right now, and we're seeing through the codes that they're putting out there, which it's become quite obviously blatant of what they're doing and the code language that they're speaking. Now, some people will say, why don't you just focus on 5D Earth? Well, there's other people that are just awakening right now, and this is what they're learning through. And we are going to be there for those people that are just awakening, reaching our hand out and saying, we're here.
Like being away showers that we are.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
We can't forget to look behind us and drag those that are just awakening along with us. Come on, look this way. We got to remember to keep our eye on them too, and come to solutions to help them.
Yeah, we've all been in that position at one point in our awakening, where could you imagine, just having nobody there, and just, these people are saying, oh, just envision 5D Earth. And that's great because they're playing their role, and we need them to do that. We're all working on this together. They're holding space. They're holding the light in that frequency for us right now while we're in the trenches doing the dirty work. But yet some of them will say, how dare you go in there and, expose this darkness. You shouldn't. The more you expose, yeah, well, good. The more we expose it, the more it's going to be exposed. I hope that's true. Yeah, I want that.
Hey, has anyone seen the meme? There was a photo of a meme that said that some adrenochrome, I think I said it right, was tainted with the coronavirus. Did you see that too?
Yeah. And what they're saying is that these actors and actresses and musicians that are coming out with, I can't verify this, but this is what I've heard. The ones that are coming out with saying that they have the COVID-19 or coronavirus, they've already been served. That's what I've heard.
That's what I was feeling when I was reading a lot of stuff, that they've already been served, like you said.
Yeah.
Only it's a matter of time. Where I guess I said something about it all lies on what's his name? What is his name?
Tom Hanks. Yep. So they're all watching Tom Hanks to see what's going on with him. You saw that picture with Ellen. She had that pedo symbol, the spiral, and she's the Four of Hearts, and it's blatantly obvious. And then David Blaine comes out and uses, of all cards, the Ace of Spades and turns that into the Four of Hearts. Then the spades ties into David Spade and his, crossing his fingers and doing a double OK sign. Who does that? It's crazy, but they're all coming out. They're acting quite bizarre. Who is it? Britney Spears asking about the Alice in Wonderland, something about where would a rabbit hide the white gloves? Something along that line. Who would put that on their Instagram? Why would someone do that? It's interesting.
Can I interject something? Just a little thought.
Go for it.
I think we might need to think a little bit more outside of the box if we want to have a different outcome than what we keep seeing repeated in history. We have to kind of get out of the mentality of an us versus them. Because if you think about as above, so below, that true meaning of that, imagine all your cells in your body fighting each other, cancer or whatever. All of them are going to have to work together to get to the next dimension. So anybody that's cancer is going to need to be healed, not killed. And so we're going to reach that with forgiveness and love, I think.
In the end, yeah. I think what truly should happen is those that were responsible for basically crimes against humanity, child trafficking, and so on and so forth, that were involved on that. If there's this transition period, let's say hypothetically, we don't get that white light for another 3 years or something like that, but there's a transition period, from now until the end of Pluto and Capricorn in 2023. We'll say there's a transition period that's going on. What if these patents were released and they were the ones that had to build free energy systems? That would be their karma, right? Make them be the ones that are serving us instead of us basically serving them for their entire lives.
Well, I would hope once they're exposed, if that's what's really going on, that kind of exposure would open their hearts. And I don't know if you've ever seen, I can't remember even what documentary it was, but they had this prison, and it wasn't in America, but they cared more about really counseling the people that were there. And those prisoners recovered faster than anybody ever did because they were healed, not just jailed away in some cell.
Well, that's part of it. I agree with you. There would be, the forgiveness aspect included within that. But I also think, I don't know, there's got to be a balance. You just can't go, oh, here's a little slap on your wrist, you're forgiven. I think.
Well, they're sick. I think they need to truly be, the people who have been called crazy all along are the people who are like us, but really the craziness is really a disease. And so it would need to be healed, I think.
Well, imagine the withdrawal of what they're experiencing with the adrenochrome.
Yeah.
It's kind of like drug addicts that would probably have to go through some kind of rehab as well.
Exactly.
So.
You can't force them to heal unless they're ready to heal. And part of this is them having to get to where they can heal.
True. It's all a personal process. You have to want to be healed.
And do we really want to
Go ahead.
do we want to use their rules of enslaving somebody to make them something? Do we want to do that? Do we want to, you guys were bad, we're going to punish you, you're going to build our joy and happiness? Do we want to do that? Because that whole mentality, I mean,
That would be for them as well.
man was made to work, right? We were made to work with our hands. So wouldn't all the light beings, all the light workers, all the good people want to get together and enjoy the fruit of their labor? I don't want the fruit of these people's labor, especially if they're still sick and unhealed. I don't want nothing from them. Go away. I want them burnt by the light and go away,
If they're doing it, this would be their choice, because I think there's going to be that suicide week that goes on, that they'll have the option of, if they really want to be here and work in humanity's best interest, then they'll have that opportunity and they'll have that chance, and we will welcome that. But you know, there will be the others that just say, screw it, I'm out of here. They'll pop their cyanide and that's it. I say give them a chance, and because they're helping themselves as well. If you're helping to build free energy systems, maybe it'll help trigger something within their minds saying, hey, wait, maybe they were right all along, you know? I see it as a good thing.
Okay.
Leanne, I saw you had some cards shuffled.
Yeah, I was going through some cards, but of course I went to my favorite Shaman deck because I really love that one. It kind of goes, you know, to us talking about holding space and stuff like that. It's one of my favorite cards. It's the Circle is what came out, jumped out for me.
I love those cards.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite decks. I just love them. So the essence of the card says unification, interconnectedness, and a sense of continuum is what this card implies. The circle reminds us we are all one, dancers in a unified, continuous, inclusive circle. The card reminds us of the cycles of life and the evolving self, ever changing and always connected. Human, spirit, nature, the cosmos, all intrinsically connected. And the invitation for the card is, when the circle appears, it reminds you that you are connected to everything and everyone, including to spirit. Spirit's essence beats in your heart and inspires you to co-create your world, knowing that you count, that you have purpose in this world. Imagine even a smile to a stranger can change the course of a life. When the circle invites you to dance in the sacred steps of life, know that your work, your love, your service brings greater value than you can know. Stay the course, keep dancing, and all will be well. And the medicine is, when the circle comes as your medicine, you're meant to come to an understanding of the importance of decay and letting go, the importance of dying to an old form and being reborn anew. If you are faced with the challenge of loss or disappointment, remember this: in the circle of life, nothing is ever wasted. Love will seek itself again. Prosperity will come from a new idea or opportunity, and spirit always waits for you to find your place in the dance again. So I really like that. And it's kind of what we're doing, is co-creating, you know, a better future, you know, watching. I look at this as a big system reset. This is a great time for us to get rid of the old ways, the old economy, you know, just, I'm excited, you know, for more people to be homeschooling their children. You know, that for me as a mother is a huge thing, you know, and maybe even getting, you know, like these pedophiles and everything that we're seeing, you know, coming together, talking, you know, and trying to figure out what we want to do about all this mess, you know, and what kind of changes we need from this. You know, hopefully a lot of us, I'd like to see a society where we go back towards more natural technology like the Egyptians, you know, and everything, for sure. You know, I really think so.
That's awesome. Thank you for that reading. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
If anyone else has cards that they'd like to do, oracle cards or tarot cards or anything like that, feel free to jump in. I'm going to post another link on YouTube.
In that circle, we're all connected to the shadow side too. So we just need to remember that that's in us too.
Right. Right. I believe that as well. You know, trying to, you know, Roxanne Swinehart or whatever her name was the other night when she was talking, and she's talking about, everybody talks about, you know, looking from the observer point of view and, you know, not really seeing so much as bad and good. And, you know, for me, it's just trying to accept those uglier parts of ourselves a lot, even in our own society. Because in a way, we've all kind of inadvertently caused a lot of this too by, you know, buying into the media, buying into, you know, all the Hollywood stars and lights, and voting for these politics that really aren't for us. And, you know.
Well, the wonderful thing about energy is it can never stop existing, but it can transform itself.
Yes.
So
yes.
That's why there's such hope with this.
Right, right. And yeah, you can always, and that was one thing, you know, when I was having a big hard time with like judgment and, you know, good versus evil, the duality, you know, just coming to a realization that there's more of just frequencies on a spectrum. You know, there's not always just black and just white, you know, there's sometimes a little bit of gray and these other areas, which, you know, we're working on the shadow is kind of clearing up some of that grayness or darker parts of ourselves, right?
You hit the nail on the head with the frequency thing. That's what it's ultimately going to boil down to, I think. And,
yes.
you know, like what we have here is a gathering of frequency, of comfortable, familiar frequencies of all of us being here, right now. You know, those that are, you know, drinking the adrenochrome and so on and so forth, they're not like-minded. They're not of the same frequency. And I think something will happen where, you know, those of the same frequency will all be together regardless. I
So
saw,
they'll have to want to raise their vibration. I don't think somebody can exist in a vibration that they're not. So
yeah. Especially when they see other people just moving beyond them too. You would think that, you know, all of a sudden, what if most of us just started levitating and stuff like that? And, you know, some of the people that were of lower vibration would be like, hey, I want to levitate. It would give at least some kind of motivation, if nothing else.
I just want you to stop digging.
Yeah,
I'm
stop
sorry.
digging.
I'm talking to my cat.
Matthew, what's going on?
Oh, not much. Hey,
How do I
Leanne,
send
thank
in
you
that?
so much for sharing that card. Because
welcome.
I'm getting together with a couple people and we're going to start creating like an organization soon. And the circle actually came to me in my group in meditation yesterday. And we talked about being the observer and all that. So pretty much what this organization is going to do is we're going to try to get groups together for like a mass meditation or Reiki healing for the Lionsgate portal that's coming in the summer, and things like that. So Leanne, I sent you a private message with my number. If you can send me a description of the circle, because I would like to pull some literature out of it for like a description of like what we're trying to do here, that really resonated with me.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Let's see. Yes, everything going on, guys. You know, just being the observer. You have to. You do have to be the observer and follow a little bit of what's going on in the media, but not sit there and soak in it. But you have to observe so you know exactly what's going on, and you have to listen very, very carefully to what these elitists and politicians are saying. From what I'm gathering, they're causing a lot of confusion right now. And this is nothing more right now, what we're all going through, this is nothing more than a drill to see how we will react as a human society right now. And this isn't the big event yet, because everything will go back to normal in a couple weeks. It will. We're going to have a great summer, but during the astrological lineup, after Lionsgate, September through December, things are really going to get very, very shaky. And this isn't instilling fear in anybody out there. I'm not trying to do that right now. All I'm trying to say is that this is nothing more than a drill. And the big, big stuff is coming for us, I would say, sometime in September. And then December 21st, when the other astrological event happens during the winter solstice, they've all been predicting that is going to be the shift. But what we're going through right now is nothing more than a precursor to what's going to really happen come fall. And I just wanted to put that out there for everybody, because we will be going back to normal soon. Everyone's going to go about their business. And this is just nothing more for the deep state to throw us all off. And they're infiltrating the spirit community right now. We have fake gurus out there. We have tons of people that are like, I started getting into the QAnon stuff. Come to find out that, I'm not sure, but after 72 hours, I came to my own conclusion on that. Let's just put it that way. I'm not here to like bash any QAnon people, but they're infiltrating QAnon, and that's all it is an infiltration to confuse the spirit community. And that's all I'm going to say. There's some validity and some truth that has come out of that movement, but it is heavily, it's pretty much artificial intelligence. And that's what we have to be very, very careful right now. We have to be the observer. We cannot get deep involved in the politics. We can't. We have to walk. What I got out of meditation yesterday is walk in balance. Walk in balance, the dark on the left, the light on the right. And what we have to do is center ourselves and balance the darkness and the light. And in order to do that, sometimes you do have to get into the darkness. You have to see what the darkness is all about in order to bring the light. So walk in balance. That is all I'm going to say right now. Just walk in balance, everybody. Walk in balance.
You know, as we mentioned, though, in that last show, Roxanne and I, we were talking about that, where it's okay, though, to not be the observer at times. You want to be the observer as much as possible, but there are times you just want to experience too, you know, so don't neglect yourself as the observer. If you just want to experience the fun stuff in life, go out and do it, you know, and enjoy that. I did make a post earlier about these celebrities with soulless eyes, and this one person came on and said, well, why aren't you including the Republicans in there? I said, well, you know what, it's not really about, it's not about that. But first and foremost, there are, you know, I'll be the first to admit, there are corrupt. There's the corruption's on both sides of the aisle. The Bush family, incredibly corrupt. John McCain, Mitt Romney. There's a number of Republicans that are just as guilty, you know. But you know, you look at it, when you do look at it from the observer, you see the corruption on both sides of the aisle, and you know that this vibration of truth, love, and light, especially with Pluto and Capricorn until 2023, is just increasing and increasing. So the truth is going to come out. The cream will rise to the top. Don't worry about what anyone else says about you and your thoughts. Stand in your own vibration of truth, love, and light. You'll end up on top with the rest of us. That goes to everybody.
Yeah,
I think it's all a
speak your truth. Speak your truth, be true to yourself. And one last thing I just want to say, we do have a window of time, everybody, in the summertime. You know, just prepare a little bit and have some fun, because we will have a window. The summer is going to be very light. We're going to have an opportunity before the stuff really gets intense towards the end of the year. Have some fun, laugh, get out there, be with your friends, and just take a road trip. Get out in the sun. Just get into your inner child. Get into your inner child. Get into your inner child and have some fun this summer, everybody. Please have some fun. Have a great time.
If you say what, oh, sorry.
Real quick, I just posted a link on the YouTube chat, and I'll post it here on Zoom in a sec. But it's an urgent call for 1 million meditators to liberate and reclaim our world on April 4th, 4/4. They're trying to get 1 million people together. I love this idea at precisely 10:45 Eastern time. So I'll post the link here in the Zoom chat as well. And then I'll post a link below in the more info section of the YouTube video. But go ahead.
All I was going to say is what Matthew had said. We better, you know, if what he says is coming, take this summer and store up our energy too. Just our, what we really need the most is what you were saying, Greg, to stay in our power. This is a personal journey for everybody, even the people that are being their shadow selves or being the shadow for us, reflecting our shadow self. Everybody's on a personal journey, and I think the best solution right now is to stay in that childlike heart of joy and non-judgment and in our own power.
You know, one thing I made mention of on the New Year's Eve predictions was that I do see a lot of indictments being unsealed in August or June. Was it? I think it's June. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was June. So we'll see. We'll see. It's all going to unfold. Chances are we probably won't know a lot about it until after the fact. It'll be done undercover, and you know, they might actually give us the entire summer before we actually start hearing about it. But okay, so I'm trying to post this link here in Zoom. Let's go here. But that, okay, in Zoom, that's the link for the 1 million meditators. Count me in. What day is that? 4/4. It's a Saturday. Saturn day. So yeah, I'll make sure that I'll be there. Okay. So what's going on, James?
Just got done sitting in the sun and drinking my cake. Went to town yesterday.
Yeah.
I used Katie's, I want to say mantra for lack of words, her words that she taught me about my light is strong, the strongest light in my field for me. And I just kept saying that. I was really kind of scared because I'm watching, I'm sitting up here and I'm watching, apocalypse and everybody's dying and everything's crazy. So I get down there and I'm in town. I've got a bottle of hand sanitizer in my pocket. I've got my scarf wrapped around my face. I had to stop twice to meditate, one time to smoke a doobie and meditate on my way down. I get to town. It's a Grants. It's a really small town over here. It's really nice, quiet. I don't want to say depressed community, but there's just not a lot of going on. Everybody's just walking around and there's a weird feel, but nobody was panicking. I was the only dude covering his mouth in the whole place. And I was the only person that I saw like walking around with sanitizer and gloves and stuff. I felt kind of like the oddball, but I just, a lot of my friends are elderly. I don't want to bring that back up to my community. So I was taking every precautions, but I felt really silly. I felt like maybe don't watch any of the no more fear porn. I just thought like certain YouTube channels that's all they do is push the newest, latest thing going on. Fuck that, unsubscribe, no more of that. I'm gonna still do my part, be safe, but I'm not gonna live in that fear. I was asking Katie and Diana, I was talking, I had X amount of money, the world's gonna end. Should I spend some money on some ammunition? Because I'm not a big gun guy, but I have one, but I have like 13 rounds. And I'm like, should I get some? But that's fear. So I didn't. I got food. And I got gas so I can haul water. And I didn't succumb to that fear. I don't even have my kids here. I don't have a wife to protect or anything. If somebody wants to come up here and steal my rice and beans that I've stored up, my 6 rolls of toilet paper, then by all means, I'd rather just take me out. And I can stop playing this game and go play something else, Feeling really good also, just from last night. I want to thank everybody. And I've been working a lot of the MRSA Pure meditations. Yes. And it's really nice. It's really nice.
You are enough. You look clearer and lighter today.
I feel so much better.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Hey, Greg.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd like to say something. I have one of these, what do you call it? The duck one. They've been stalking my phone and they prevent me from joining the Patreon and doing the super chat. So they blocked me from all realm trying to connect with spirit family.
Who are they?
I couldn't tell because they mysteriously just blocking my phone access to any media or joining the Patreon or signing up. They blocking my.
How are you able to get on now?
I went on to your YouTube and then I saw the link. I just go onto the your Zoom and put the number in. But for the last 3 months or 4, it's been difficult. They've been just like blocking me cold turkey. It just this week it's been it's been eased a little bit, but it was crazy. It was pretty intense. So I was feeling frustrated, but I'm trying to hold the light at all times, no matter what they try to do, So,
I've got a post on In5D that I want you to check out. I'm going to post it in the chat room, and I'll go to a screenshot of it as well. Bear with me here real quick.
When you're done with that, can I share a personal experience?
Yeah. So, all right. I want you to check out this article. It's how to clear negative energies and entities. And it's incredibly thorough on, and it gives you so many different links to work with, because it sounds like you're getting attacked. So please, check it and bookmark it for future reference as well. But I think you would benefit greatly from that. Go ahead, Jody.
So as we're all going through this together, about, I would say it was 2 months ago before all of this started, it was the weekend, and my husband, he works long hours, and he had come home, we'd eaten dinner, and I usually just kind of keep myself awake watching YouTube, uplifting YouTube videos or Gaia TV, but I laid down next to him and he was already asleep, and my body froze. Like I was fully awake. I had just laid down, so there was no way I was dreaming this. And, but my body was completely frozen. And the best that I can describe what I was feeling, it was beyond just seeing. It was all of my senses could sense this, see it, feel it, like I was really going through it. And I saw like the inside of me, I guess, if that's what it was, but I guess my red blood cells and my blue blood cells were just chaos. It was just utter chaos. And I thought, I'm gonna die. I couldn't even like wake my husband up. I could feel that I was touching him, but I couldn't move. And I couldn't even like speak and say his name, like, hey, help me. There's something going on right now. And so I just kind of was like, of course I got scared. I thought really it was such a heavy weight that I was gonna suffocate. And I just let go. I'm like, if this is how I'm gonna die, okay, I'm gonna die. And in that instant, I felt like I could breathe again, but more importantly, it was like I was seeing pixels, red and blue pixels everywhere. And the second I let go, which I thought was death, wasn't really a death, it was a birth. And now, if you've ever seen those birds that all fly together in formation, those pixels or blood cells or whatever it was started doing this. And they were working together. That's basically what I could understand, realizing that, hey, we're not gonna all kill each other, because at first it was just that chaos feeling of, oh my gosh, panic, fear, we're gonna die. But then as soon as they could start moving together quickly within seconds, they understood, wow, we can fly together. Then they started making these cymatic patterns. And so then it got more intelligent and more intelligent. And then it saw that I was even the looker, and it made the shape of me, and it talked to me, and bam, it woke me up, like I could move after that. And the message I took away from it is, fear is what is going to prevent us moving forward. We really, really, really have to stay out of that fear, because it changes us biologically, it changes us chemically, it changes us energetically. And that is what we're facing here right now. We can work together like those birds, and the more we do, the more intelligent information, think of that word, it really is information. And we really can work together to create what we really want to create outside of fear. Fear is the chaos. And I just wanted to share that personal experience, because I think I got shown it because of what was going to be happening. thank you for letting me share.
That was awesome. No, and what it came down to was surrendering, basically. You surrendered, and without knowing, you didn't specifically say, but assuming it was to the higher source, power, creator, whatever, and you were completely covered, and source had your back.
Yep.
I have something to share.
Sure.
Can I?
Sure.
Thank you. I'll change my glasses so you kind of these are for the computer better, but for you, so you are able to see my glasses. Maybe without glasses at all will be better. What Jody says happened to me 30 years ago while I was asleep in bed. Only the difference I had is because by the time I was able to, as she says, I give up on life. Like I thought like, oh, okay, if this is the time to die, okay, I see I cannot do anything anyway. So by the time that I can breathe again, I've heard a very clear male's voice, somehow from everywhere, from the inside, that I could not say where it was coming from, but it was like I had like some kind of inner hearing, because I could sense it. It is inside me as well, but outside too. And kind of, I'm sure that that time I open my eyes and I can see the room as it is, my husband how he's sleeping, and everything how it is in the room, in the real life. Not, you cannot say that I'm dreaming anymore, because I was awake already and been looking in the dark, trying to see and figure out who is talking to me. That voice actually told me only one sentence, and he told me like that: why you are looking for help, but are not thinking for God, about God. Like, and that moment, because when I felt that suffocating, just like Jody, I tried to look for help next to me, like, screaming for help to my husband. But then I realized there is no sound going out of me. I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. And you cannot say you are asleep anymore, because everything it's terrible real, and it was really scary at some point. But after that, you feel like something huge had happened to me. Then I felt like I was a student, and I was out of, like, what you call this, I fell in that lesson for, like, I was in on exam that I fell on. And since then, whatever I do, I keep that in mind, and I try to figure out all the rest of these years, where is God, what is it, what is all about. Even now, before I catch you online, I was listening to Dolores Cannon again, about what is to the other side, and what's happening during the death, and what is yeah. So actually, this was, let's say, my first step with something, because I cannot call it vision, because in the dark I look at to see if there is a body, how it looks like, but I see nothing. But the voice was so clear, so I thought like, oh my God, what is talking to me? Who's this voice for? And however, the last thing I want to share with you happened just this night. Just before I wake up in the morning, I had a dream that I am in a train, but that train was a bit unusual, because I was not alone in my wagon, and there was other people around me, but I cannot say who they were. But in my dream, I knew them. I knew who that we was going somewhere. We know where what's going on and where we are going. But the strange thing about that train is because he was some kind of like transparent, so you can look at during the move, you can see the scenery. And the strange thing was like he was not moving on the trail on the ground, but up in the like between high in between in the forest like not in the sky, because you see only the forest view, and there is a bit down below and the train basement was also transparent, so I can see at some points I saw dead animals, like probably the ones that are people killing for some reason. Like I could recognize between those animals, like there was like pigs. After a while, I saw another ones that was like I think the other ones was monkeys, strangely enough. And all of a sudden, we arrived. The train stopped in front of a vertical wall, a huge like a big rock, and like it, and you know, like this is the end, like your travel finishing, stopping there. In that rock, while we was approaching the rock, you can figure out that in the rock there was like a tunnels, separate tunnels, not so close to each other, but just like here one, there one, another one. And the train somehow was moving upwards against that wall, but moving upwards, like you are in an elevator, kind of elevator. And me personally, I knew which of the tunnels is mine. From the tunnels I catch to see, I saw from the down levels, one with the Leon, like some of them was probably for animals, another one for in my thoughts that was like I also knew that everything I see I'm familiar with. Now all the day I'm trying to think about and figure out what is it, what does mean, and look into the symbols of all of it. So I would say that every tunnel was like a tunnel to a level of I don't know, a group of people, or group of I don't know what. But certain things was situated in each tunnel. And when I reached mine, I knew this is mine, and I knew that this is supposed to where I supposed to go. And when I get in, all of a sudden you forgot that you are in the tunnel, because it looks like a complete world. You don't feel the space anymore like a tunnel. To be honest, was something like a hotel, a reception, where everybody was getting assigned. And because I knew I was familiar with what's going on, and at the same time I get lost to the guy who was signing us up. You know, all of our names was in the list in a book, and all was checked up, and it was only me last who didn't, on that page, I mean. And I thought like I remember how I was telling the guy, yeah, okay, you don't need to figure out my name because it's only mine that was left in here. And then I wake up. So I don't know what happened next, which is the interesting two, I hope that will continue. I'm sure this is not out of nowhere. This is one of the my astral travelings, and there that are happening with reason. I know that this dream was to show me something that I should think about and figure it out. And thank you, people. You decide to do this early spirit chat to give us from the rest of the world chance to be with you. I feel lucky again to be with you and be able to share. I'm sure also this is something maybe I should share with you, because somehow when I wake up, first thing I thought like, oh, if Gregg's do a chat that I can jump on, I will definitely tell them my dream, my last dream from tonight. Because yesterday I catch you on Facebook when you was doing your walk of gratitude, and you kind of mentioned that you may try to do early meeting for us. So thank you very much. Thank you. See, I had a very heavy work to do. I'm still didn't wash my hands properly, but I thought like let me see if my family is here. And yeah, thank you. Thanks.
You're welcome. How do I pronounce your name? I'm looking at your name down there, and
Aya, very easy. Aya.
Aya. Okay. Yeah, sure. That's exactly how it's spelled. No, I'm just kidding. For you, it is, not for the rest of us. Now, get into your dream. Actually, first, I just want to jump up and say real quick, because it was a while ago, thank you to Crypnosis369 and for the super chat. And he's saying, thank you for holding the light, which we all are doing. Your dream, that last one with the train and the rocks and
yep.
the tunnels and everything. Do you feel that to me, it's one of two things. It's either ascension or the Syrian reincarnation system. Which one do you feel it is?
Ascension.
Okay.
I think. And I'm pretty sure this is the time now when we start dividing who's gonna ascend and who will not. This is a sign, right?
The 51% that I kind of, Dolores Cannon's spoken about, the Law of One has spoken about it. As long as you're 51% positive, I think those will be the ones that make it.
Yeah.
I don't know personally. I'd like to see everyone make it, but even those in the cabal that were forced into doing something they initially didn't want to do. There's a lot of people that especially like these celebrities and movie stars, they got forced into a lot of crap. Yeah. And they were tempted as well, but a lot of people were forced. It's kind of like being the person that works at a bank. It's all fiat currency and they're screwing us, and but you still have to do it because it's a job so you can support your family. So anyway, thank you for sharing your story. If anyone else wants to comment about that.
Excuse my English. I just have no with whom to practice it here. It's a country that English is not the spoken language, but I do listen most of the time. You and other English lecturers. So, but I hope you understand what when I'm talking, what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, of course. No problem.
Thank
what do you think, Jody?
She actually had a dream similar. My son has dreams, really vivid dreams, and so do I, and my twin sister and our mom and grandma had it. And he had a dream similar to what, is it Arya? She had, and but his was not a train. It was more of like the city of lights that had come down, like an elevator, like she was saying. And there was definitely names on the list, and his name wasn't on it. but his friend that he roommates with was, and so he asked, you didn't kind of get kicked out, you just knew you didn't get a go. And there was another little kid that didn't get a go, like, and so in the end he was like, well, normally I just ditch this kid, but if we're gonna die, I might as well die helping. It was like a 10-year-old kid, my son's like 27, and the instant he made that decision, he got onto the city, they let him back into the city. And so she's saying that she thinks it might be ascension or whatever it is, maybe like we were saying earlier, the vibrations kind of just separating out where they feel most comfortable.
Frequencies.
Yeah.
And Jody, I agree with you, because now the most weakest point is the fear, and many people will fall for it, not because of anything else, but because they are not prepared, because they didn't learn their lessons on time, and now is the time, and who is not ready is gonna panic and of course get lost easy, right?
In fact, in my son's dream, Aria, that's the people that didn't get to go into this city of lights elevator kind of thing. It was just mass panic down below, just mass and utter panic.
My name is like Maya without M.
Aya.
Yes.
Is Maya without the M. Aya.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay. There are people. I have a friend of mine. She's been in the FBI for, I don't know, 15 years or something like that. Such a good heart and such a good person, though, despite being in this agency that can harden you easily. She's always had this beautiful, beautiful heart. And, there are people out there that they don't have to, do all the stuff that we've done, all the meditating that we've done, all the, the investing ourselves into this spiritual genre. There are just some people that are just naturally get it and are just beautiful people that are easily 51%, that have nothing to worry about. So those people are out there as well. So Michelle, you're shuffling cards. Are you going to do an oracle card reading for us?
Oh. Well, I did pull, like, when you mentioned butterfly earlier, I don't know if you remember, it was a while ago.
Yeah.
And I pulled up this card, which is the butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
Right when you said that, and this is the soul.
So is there yeah, read it, please.
Yeah, I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
Why am I? It's long. It's really long, so I'm not going to read the whole thing because it goes into a little bit of everything when it talks about the animals, divine animals that are on these cards. But it says, to experience our full selves, we often go through a difficult period of transformation and growth. Trust what you feel. We all have stages to pass through in life, and not all are easy. Look ahead to where you wish to be, not where you have been. Self-trust and the trust of your partner are necessary for a positive relationship. It says, butterfly magic is key to growth and transformation of the soul. Going through trauma or difficulty helps reveal our true self and to grow into the full magnificence of the soul itself. Ease doesn't always mean growth. When you need help moving from one life stage to another, then butterfly magic can be useful, although patience is often needed to embody change fully. When you require a dose of beauty, hope, and lightness of spirit, and a reminder to live your life to the full, then butterfly energy can be just the thing. I know when you said something, when I came on here for the first time, you know, the other day, when you asked me what sparked my awakening, and it popped up in my head when I was reading something, and it was that, like, I realized there were so many pieces of my life that I have no clue about. So that was one that really started me digging and researching and, you know, wondering why that, you know, in my early childhood, I didn't know some of the memories, like if they were just blocked out because it was pretty traumatic. And, you know, but that's what really, one of the, I get so tongue twisted when I'm talking, and I feel like everybody's so staring at me. I'm usually like that one, like,
You're fine. You're fine.
But
We've all
anyway,
got
that's what started it.
Yeah.
One of the things that started it, and I started researching and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing. You know, the whole self-trust that you were talking about is similar to what we were just talking about before, where
it's
encouraging people to stand in
Yeah.
their vibration of truth, love, and light.
Yeah.
Be confident.
Yes. Yes.
That's a pretty deck, Michelle.
Trusting myself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm stopped.
I was just asking, what deck is that? It's a really pretty deck.
Oh, the one that I was just shuffling. Okay, the one that I was just shuffling was something else, but the card that I read from, yeah, it was Divine Animals Oracles by Stacy DeMarco. But the one I was just shuffling is the Starseed Oracle.
Did you draw a card from that one too, or?
Well, yeah. Well, I didn't. They popped out themselves. There's 4 of them, and I'm gonna, if it's okay with everyone, I will say what they are.
Mm-hmm.
One is weight of the world, boundaries, let go. It's not yours to carry. Well, yeah. Dang it, I'm so sorry, y'all. The Starseed Soul Inquiry, at the bottom it says, how are you being called to share your soul's unique song? Oh no, I'm sorry. Look, okay, I'm gonna go. I'm high for a minute. I'll be back.
Okay, I just, you know, while you're hiding for a minute, I just think that was when you read the first card, weight of the world. I saw it not only as weight, but, you know, W-E-I-G-H-T, but also as weight. We are in waiting right now. We're in holding right now. It's almost like, you know, a double meaning of that card that I heard. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah.
We're in hold. You know?
I think, Michelle, you know, that's Michelle, right?
Yeah.
What you were saying earlier, you were talking about, like, you know, getting everything in order, partners and stuff. That resonated with me, and what you just said really did resonate with me. So I can't wait till you finish your card reading, because it's really speaking to me, at least.
Well, okay, so this card is weight of the world. It says, boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. You don't need to carry at all. You are no good to anyone if you're running on empty and bogged down by the weight of the world. This card is a reminder to look after your own well-being before anyone else's. to stop carrying the world's problems on your shoulders, to put on your own oxygen mask first. In these changing times, it's not hard to feel overwhelmed by the state of the planet. However, you can't take on its problems from a place of energetic depletion. This card is thanking you for caring so much. You want to build a better world and ease the road for others. And that's incredible. But the way you've been doing is so likely unsustainable. This isn't to say you should switch off to the world's problems and become unconscious. Rather, it's a call to establish clear boundaries so you are not constantly taken out energetically. The planet needs you to be healthy, both physically and emotionally. So instead of digesting the news or reaching for your phone as soon as you wake up, show up first to a nourishing practice such as the meditation, soul inquiry, deep breathing, or exercising in nature. Once you are in a state of grace and your inner well is full, you can face the day, the state of the world, and care for others. And at the end of the day, and at the day's end, take an energetic shower by emptying out anything that's not yours to carry. You can pick it up against the next morning. Pick it up again the next morning. If you so choose, but give yourself time and space to rejuvenate and rest. The starseed inquiry for that one, what are you carrying that isn't yours? Anyway, I think that was directly for me.
Oh gosh, I think that was directly for a lot of us. I think a lot of us can relate. Seriously, I thought you were reading it to me, honestly. And I guarantee you there's a lot of people out there that are feeling the same thing. It's like, wow, she pulled that card just for me. The weight of the world, boundaries, that's huge for me. I want to help everyone. And I get tons of messages on Facebook and Twitter, and I just can't answer everyone. Email and stuff I can't answer everyone, but I try to, and I'm like, no, I can't do this. Even these Zoom chats, I try to come on at 7 o'clock each night, but sometimes I'm just too tired, and I don't want to force something that I'm not 100% into. If I'm well rested, hell yeah, we're doing it. But if I'm still tired, no, it's probably not going to happen. You said to give time and space, to put aside time and space to rejuvenate and rest. To me, that's grounding and finding yourself and centering yourself and balancing yourself. You're not helping anyone unless you are grounded, centered, and balanced. So it's okay to put you ahead of others, because in the end, the others are going to be helped that much more and even that much better.
I know there's 3 more cards. I don't know if you guys want me to go through them or if you just want me. If anybody want to say anything, because there's a lot.
Yes, please.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, so the next card is you are not for everyone. It says, embrace your weirdness, face your true north. The world is filled with people who, no matter what you do, just won't like you. But it's also filled with those who will love you fiercely. They are your
lovely cat.
You are not for everyone, and that's okay. Others of your value. They won't ever want what you are selling. Don't try to convince them to walk alongside of you. You'll be wasting both your time and theirs, and will likely inflict unnecessary wounds that will take precious time to heal. You are not for them, and they are not for you. Politely wave them on and continue on your way. Sharing your path with someone is a sacred gift. Don't cheapen it by rolling yours in the wrong direction. Keep facing your true north. Pulling this card means that you are being called to embrace your uniqueness, to own your weirdness, to let the world see you for who you really are, to reveal your multifaceted, multidimensional nature, not to dim your light according to who is in your presence, to own all parts of yourself so that your people, the ones who are the same kind of weird as you can recognize you when your paths cross. And it says the starseed soul inquiry from this is, how can you embrace your weirdness and not care so much about what other people think? Yeah.
We're all in love. We're all in love with your dog. Your dog was like giving you little puppy kisses, sniffing your ear, behind your ear and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that card. I love that card too. You know, and once again, that the first thing that comes to mind when I hear that was what we were talking about earlier. Standing in your truth. Doesn't matter what other people think. Stand in your own vibration of truth, love, and light. Right?
Right. No matter who's looking, it's like basically. So okay, going back, I've got, I don't know how many cards is on this table, but I'm not going to read them all, right? I'll just point out, like, because it was so, what you just said and what that card was just saying basically was authenticity. And that is the wolf card that popped out here earlier too when I was shuffling. So, no matter who's looking, always be who you are meant to be, right? But peeling like that, and that's what I've been doing for a long time is, basically peeling back the layers of this big, gigantic onion that, and I guess just have to keep on going anyway to let that inner radiance, that love that we naturally are, to shine through.
Yeah. So many people are afraid to show that true inner beauty because they're afraid of what other people might think. But that shouldn't matter, Stand in your vibration.
Sometimes I don't mean, like, I do this a lot. I'm sorry. I mean to cut you off, but so I do that sometimes, right? It does just come out so easily and so naturally for me. But then, and this is something that I've been working on, right? I immediately shut back down and, pull my shade back down and, be a recluse, because sometimes other people just like, who does she think she is, type, and I can't let that bother me, because no matter what, people are going to just look at you anyway. They're going to think of, whatever they want to think, but being authentic with yourself and just keep on doing no matter what. I'm gonna be quiet.
No,
next card.
You hit the nail on the head. Thank you.
Yeah. And here goes. This is so funny. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead. I heard somebody saying something.
I'm just asking a question again. It's the Starseed deck that you're reading from?
I can't hear you.
Is that the Starseed deck you're reading from?
Yes.
What exactly is it called?
It's called the Starseed Oracle. And it's by Rebecca Campbell, and the artwork is by Danielle Noel.
Yeah.
Well, I see that's again matching with one of the lessons from Dolores, where she was telling us that about the 3 waves of volunteers. So everything is okay and going through plan, and nothing is by chance.
Okay. This is so funny, not funny, but you know how things, there are no coincidences. The next card is the Courageous Peony. Can you see it?
Yes.
It says the Courageous Peony, multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. Flowers don't open and close according to who walks by. They embrace all of what they are and show it to the world around them. The peony doesn't try to compete with the cherry blossoms, and the cherry blossom doesn't try to compete with the tulip. They own what they are and trust the timing of their true nature. You're being called to the same. It is time to open yourself up to being seen, time to share your incredible, multifaceted true nature with the world around you, to uncover and reveal your soul's greatest gifts without wavering, to own your uniqueness without apology. There is a flower on this planet that holds the same qualities that your soul is readying itself to express. Let it inform you. You may have been taught that it's safer to keep your light hidden and your voice small, to hide behind the bushes instead of growing tall. The courageous peony is here to remind you that it is safe to embody all of who you truly are. It is safe to share your voice and let yourself be seen. At first, it may feel uncomfortable and you may be afraid of what others think, but with each passing day, it does become easier little by little. You realize that it draws in those who are meant for you and experiences you've been looking to arrive at your feet. In the Starseed and Soul Inquiry, it says, how are you being called to allow yourself to be more visible and seen in the world?
Well, you're doing it by coming on
I know.
here and reading
I
cards
don't do,
for
and
us.
you know, I don't do this. Like, this is even me being courageous and brave with myself by doing this and and letting my face be seen. So that is just something, like, that's a movement forward for me because I don't really do that. You know,
You're
I like
doing
to
such an
stay
awesome
hidden.
job too.
I'm a big 12th houser, right? All my planets and stuff is like all in the personal planets are all in my 12th house. So I'm more of that. I like to be very reclusive and kept hidden to myself. But, you know, at the same time, that doesn't allow, you know, me to expand more into who I am, you know. So and this is really a huge step for me to, you know, be heard, be seen. So, yeah.
So for everyone that's watching right now on YouTube that is a little shy and a little introverted, look how easy this is. Anyone can do this. Michelle came on our last spirit chat for her first time, and here she is reading cards now. So it's so awesome that we have these people that are out there. Everyone's got amazing stories to share. Everyone's got talents and abilities, and we want to hear yours. So if Michelle, you can do this. This isn't that bad. The second time it gets easier and easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back to I was guided to pick this card back up. This is the card right before the one I just read, and it was, "You are not for everyone." I didn't mean. I'm sorry. I forgot to put it up for everybody to see. And you see, she is like standing right there on that edge of that cliff with her cape, you know, her, whatever you want to call it, Wonder Woman cape, Superman cape, whatever, around her. And just ready to just jump and just do it. You know what I'm saying? With her arms out, like, here I am. Okay. And this is the last card I'm going to read, and then I'm gonna let somebody else speak because I've taken up enough time, and I'm sure.
Oh no, we're enjoying this.
So it's jump in. Where is it? This way. And this is what it looks like. It has a person jumping into, looks like the eye of the galaxy, or, you know, all kind of whatever. It says Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. I'm saying yes. It says Andromeda is a spiral galaxy, the closest galaxy to the Milky Way. It's believed that Andromedan starseeds are a group of beings who love their freedom, very adaptable, that they have a strong willingness and ability to change and go with the flow, to find calm in the chaos, to swim with the tides. This card is here to encourage you to do the same. Perhaps you have a significant goal or opportunity ahead of you. If so, you are being guided to jump in. Don't wait for permission. Don't stall until you feel ready. Take a deep breath, a good old run up, and jump right in. Life bends for the courageous, and the courageous is what you're being called to be. You are already facing the right direction. The only thing left to do is to leap. You'll figure out the details as you go. Things may not always be smooth sailing. Life on Earth rarely is. However, it's the rougher seas that teach us how to sail with glory. And once you know that, you can navigate any sea, ocean, or storm. The Andromedans want you to fall in love with surfacing the waves of life, to seek more adventure, to embrace your adaptability and find a way to be the calm in the chaos. You didn't come to Earth to be passive. You came to Earth to truly live. Now take a good run up and leap. And the Starseed Soul Inquiry says, how can you be more adventurous? How are you being called to jump right on in and leap? Okay.
Those were awesome. Thank you. I love say yes to change.
Say yes.
For me, that was a hard one, because I always thought, well, I'm not going to change. I've always been the same person. No, we're always changing. That's stupid to think that. We're always changing every day. We're growing and changing, and be open to that. Another one, another thing I got from that is to be spontaneous, and to live without time. Say, screw it, get outside of the constrictions of work weeks and time schedules, and just be spontaneous and do it. Take some risks. Go out and do it. Cool.
It seems like when we make plans, that's when we get disappointed and depressed, because we've set these
expectations.
Yeah, these expectations. And when we just live in the now and choose love in every moment, because at every moment it's going to be a different opportunity, love is going to look different in every moment. Just go with the flow and choose it that second.
I really enjoyed those cards. I need to get them. They were the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell.
Yes.
I love
I choose, whenever I have this some type of a shift in my consciousness, I always know, because I'll go get a new Starseed, a new deck, and it's like that deck is what word am I looking for? It's like a snapshot of where my consciousness and where I'm heading. And like maybe once a year or something like that, I might buy some cards.
Yeah, I like going to the local
4 or 5 decks
shop.
or 6 decks, 4, 5 or 6 decks maybe.
I like going to the local metaphysical shop, because they have like tester cards that you can use. You can try them out, give them a spin, and so I'll draw cards from different oracle decks and see which one calls me. And if I get one that specifically calls me, I'll buy it.
And I'm sure, you know what, I'm sure that all these cards, and like I said, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 are meant for somebody. But I'm not going to go through all these, what the whole cards mean. But I'm just going to tell you what one is. The snow leopard, and it's the watcher. Armadillo is groundedness. Truth, well, jackal is the truth. The wolf, authenticity. The tarantula, connection. And the fruit bat, flying fox, is kindness. And gorilla, peace. So that's all. Oh, of course, the butterfly that, I already brought that up. But that's it. I'm done. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
That was awesome. You'll have to do this again the next time you come on, if you want to.
Maybe.
We all appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
I will.
Do it. Who else has cards?
I love them.
Yeah, I love them.
What you got there, Jody? Let's put you on highlight there. There you go.
Yesterday, I just like wanted to feel sunshine. I don't know why. Like it was a sunny day outside, and I'm like, I need more than that. And so I've been wanting to make myself some kind of longer crystal necklaces. And so I got all the sunshine colors. I had amber, I had citrine, and I had rutilated quartz, which is my favorite. And I just made some necklaces just to keep, even in my workspace or just to wear so I can have sunshine, more sunshine.
I love them. Them are beautiful.
Thank you.
And so are you.
You are too. Thank you for sharing your deck. I love those decks.
You're welcome. I have quite a few of them. Quite a few decks. I'm sorry, but thank you. I'm gonna let my dogs out.
Okay.
All right. Look at some sunshine coming in the window. Come on. Come on.
So Jody, where are you? I know you just sent me your address because I sent you shirts, but I forgot where that is.
I'm in Oregon.
Yes, that's right.
Salem, Oregon. It's so beautiful here.
Except you don't have a lot of sun, apparently.
The last few days have just, I had to move my chair because the sun had come up over my neighbor's house and I couldn't even see into the computer. It's just been so bright and sunny the last few days.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, that citrine, I know I used that as one of the gemstones in the chakra shirts. That's to help bring abundance as well. So, yeah. I'm hearing music, celestial music.
It was snowing here a few days ago.
Where is here?
Connecticut.
Oh boy. Yeah, my daughter's in upstate New York. I know they had some snow there too.
We had 4 inches of snow last week. Now it's probably going to hit 60, 65 today. Beautiful.
Yeah. We haven't had rain here in Florida in at least a month or two. I have no idea. It's been a long time.
It's so hot here.
Ready for a little rain, but in the meanwhile,
Yes.
after this, I'll probably go to the beach.
Really? What beach? Because mine are closed.
Yeah, well, they're closed here. I just have, I used to live on the beach. I have friends that live on private beaches there, and I can get a parking pass to go. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they closed down our beaches. Cocoa Beach.
They didn't close the private beach, though, did they? I mean, if there's a hotel on the beach.
No, there's no hotels on the beach. Have you ever heard of Playland Beach? I know James knows what it is. Playland Beach.
Oh, Playland Beach. Yeah.
It's shut down. It's the nude beach.
The beach where you can either go nude sunbathing or you can go right next to those people and try to catch shark. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they closed that down in Cocoa Beach.
That's nuts.
I don't know.
Hey, good. Can you hear me, Mike?
Greg, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm up, I think, and it's not seen as Jigger.
Okay.
Can you see that? Can you
Yeah.
see that box? Listen, I did I don't know if you did you read your messages yesterday, as in comments on the video that you did with James, Spirit Born Rising, the other day?
No, I haven't seen the comments yet.
Oh, listen, mate, I did a meditation for both yourself, the family, and I sort of directed it to yourself and James. And I left the message, you know what I mean, in the comments. And I was just wondering whether you took the time to watch the meditation that I did for you. You know, like I say, I dedicated to yourself and James.
Well, I can't speak on behalf of James, but I'll check it out. Did you see it, James?
No, I didn't see it. I did actually for the first time look at the video and like look at comments and stuff, and cool. And so I'll go back and look at it because I might have missed yours. I didn't see any meditations that I saw, but I looked at it like yesterday morning.
I mean, you'll find the meditation on my YouTube channel. Yeah. So, I mean, look, mate, I've been trying to speak to Greg and you guys since 1873. I mean, I just, when it comes down to technology, I haven't got a clue, right? But I mean, I've just met today, you know, and this is my first chance to get to speak to you, Greg. And like I say, like on my YouTube channel, there's a picture of you, you know, in the praying pose, Greg. You know, I use that as with reference to the actual meditation itself. So, like I say, mate, please do feel free if you get a chance to watch it. And like I say, I put some energy out there for you. You know?
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. All right. And listen, I'll let someone else gear in and
wait. Now that we finally had a chance to talk to you for the first time since 1863.
Yeah.
What? Well, where are you?
I'm UK, mate. I'm in UK, and and I mean the sun is shining brightly for the masses. You know, the sky is blue, but everything's just shut down. No one can do anything, and this, that, and the other. So, I mean, I've been out in the garden today getting some rays in, and you know, sort of meditating and just generally taking it easy. But yeah, UK, mate. That's where I find myself now.
Okay. And what led to your awakening?
That's a long story. And if you were to go onto my YouTube channel, you know, it's if you can imagine, right? And I think this is the same for most of the girls and guys out there. It's been an ongoing process, and you start to realize that you are on it from the very beginning, you know. Now, I got a funny feeling that we're all coming to a head here. You know, basically, I'd like to think it's a positive singularity that we're coming to, you know. But there's obviously a huge transition going on globally, and, you know, consciously for mankind. And ideally, I mean, you as well as I do want a positive outcome for us all. Like I think it was Roxanne, was it the chap Roxanne that was on the other day? He gave a good chat. He had the glasses and the sort of the longish hair, and you know, he was saying, well, basically, you know, this is a life experience, and we're in it for the experience. We find ourselves in the avatar body as we do, but realistically, you know, what we're realizing, and what you've done with your channel, Greg, is you've allowed people to realize that actually there's no divide, that we are actually one, you know, essence, vibrating. And hopefully those that are vibrating at, say a higher level, it's just a level of awareness. And obviously you guys together at this moment in time, you're aware of each other, and you're in harmony together as well, which I think is absolutely phenomenal. And I think, well, I'd like to think that everybody can come to that level of awareness and a harmonious, universal harmonious level. Does that make sense, mate?
Yeah.
Is that making sense?
Mhm.
I'd have my camera on, but I don't know how to turn it on. It says start video, and it says Zoom is unable to detect your camera. Have you got any tips on that?
You don't need a picture made.
Is that Phil? Was that Phil?
No, that was Bo.
Oh, both, right.
But if anyone has an idea of how he can get his camera on a cell phone, I don't know. I only know how to get it.
I'm on a laptop, mate.
Oh, okay. Well, on laptop, just go to the lower left-hand corner where it says video.
Yeah, it says start video, but the thing is, when you press that, mate, it comes
Press
up.
that button.
Zoom is unable to detect the camera.
Oh, okay. Then next to that,
right.
You'll see a little arrow sign to the right of that.
Yeah, see.
You might want to choose a camera on your computer on video settings. Try that. Go to video settings on that little up arrow to the right of stop video.
Is it on the left-hand side or the right-hand side? As in share screen?
Right-hand side. Right-hand side. It says stop video, and there's on the right-hand side, there's a up arrow. So then hit video settings and.
Okay. My screen share. Share.
No, on the lower left, it says mute, and there's an up arrow, and then stop video, and there's an up arrow. Hit that up arrow after stop video, and it'll say select a camera, and then below that it says video settings. Choose a virtual background.
Ah, I see. Right. Okay. Because what I've got is the microphone, and I've clicked on that with the up arrow, and it says select microphone. But what I have when it comes down to the camera, mate, and the camera symbol, I don't have an up arrow next to the camera, so it's not giving me.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Are you on a Mac or?
I'm on a Acer. An Acer.
Yeah, that's interesting. It should be on there. When was the last time you rebooted?
Literally today.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to have to go with the verbal there, mate. You know what I mean? And I'm going to have to try and work on that. But look, mate, I just want to say, what you're doing is absolutely fantastic. And I mean, is it Desiree? Is she there? Yeah, Desiree. Yeah. And Phil, and then was it the other Phil, the guy, the ex army guy who
Gary.
plays guitar? Gary, yeah. Yeah, I mean, man, I tell you, I've wanted to like kick in and have a chance to speak to you, and like, I just never did it. And then today, inshallah, God's willing, or whatever you want to call it, it's we're having this chat. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there, mate. I'm going to let everybody else kick in and do what they do. But just like I say, like, please do, like I say, I did a meditation and I really felt what James, because, well, it's very similar to my situation as well. So James is not alone. In fact, none of us are alone. We're all into this together. And mate, God bless you and thank you so much. You know what I mean? You guys really rock. You really do. So all the best, Greg. You know what I mean? I'll switch off there.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Questions for me, mate?
Well, you rock. In Lakesh Alakin, I am another you. You rock.
Exactly, in Lakesh. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, you got it, Greg, man. Yeah, I mean, like I say, just keep smiling, mate. When I see you smile and you tip up on this screen, I'm like, okay, it's all worth it. You know what I mean? And we'll get through it, together. And Dawn, you know what I mean? You're awesome there, mate. I know. That's why I wanted to stick the video on, is because you can see all auras and stuff like that. So anyway, that's by the by. Right, I'll shut up and I'll leave you to it, guys. You know what I mean? I'll watch on. But
all
you
good.
take care and love to you. All right.
It's all good. Thanks, brother.
Good on you, man.
Hey, Greg.
Take it easy, guys. Move on.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, yes.
Sorry to bother you. They disconnect my connection to you again and erase the link. Can you send that again?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
It's up there on YouTube.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So yeah, everyone that's on here, this is like a reality show for a lot of people, and it's not just us. Imagine all the people in the galactics. I've been told by several different psychics that I have the largest posse behind me in the ethers that they've ever seen, and they're all watching this live too. So whatever the numbers are here are getting blown away. There are so many people etherically that are watching this show. You are rock stars. You're all rock stars out there, and everyone's watching. This is what it's what it's like. It's family unity.
You were saying the other time about there's another part of us coming to save us. It was true because I was watching one of you on YouTube. One person put out something like that. We are coming to save ourselves. What you're saying was correct.
Yeah, we are the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. Oh, so hello.
Hey,
Hi.
Michelle. You're back.
I want to share two more things. I'll usually read the bottom card of the deck, and that bottom card for the Starseed Oracle, it had Inner Earth on it. It says, you'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings. And that gorilla card from the Divine Animals Oracle was the gorilla, which meant peace. So out of all of these cards, one more, third thing was this card as well. I forgot because it was underneath one of the other cards, and it's the links, and it has secrets written on it. So with all of these cards, I mean, all these cards on this table, like they all go together with everything that's going on too, and us being yeah. I'm sure there's more thoughts in my head about this, so I'm just trying to get them out because sometimes I fumble my words because there's so much coming in at one time.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I feel that speaking is not my native thing to do. My native thing to do isn't even telepathy. It's sending a hologram of everything I want to say instantly. And that's it. And yeah, I would like today would be good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Gregg Prescott. Welcome to In5D. Here's your hologram. Good night. That's it. We could all share our holograms at once, and that would be it. That would be the entire show.
That would be awesome.
It's funny you mentioned that, Greg. I had a really cool, I dream a lot, like really vivid dreams. And I got shown that the earth and the sky communicate with each other like that through crop circles. And that's what literally it was, this hologram shape that we're seeing, that the information is getting passed back and forth all in one fell swoop.
Yeah, that would make sense, especially with the crop circles, that they're telling us a lot more than what they're actually, we just see something really beautiful. There's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah, we see it in
it's because energy signatures and frequencies. So
yeah, I saw that they were completely way more dimensions than we can see just on the ground, and that it was full of information, just like you were saying, this kind of holographic fractal, I guess, if you would call it that. It was really cool. I have a card if you guys don't mind me reading one.
Of course, do it.
It's from a deck called, I don't have a lot of decks, but this was one of my first one, Wisdom of the Hidden Realms.
I have that one.
Glare on that. But
Baron who?
By Colette Baron Reed.
Okay.
That's an awesome one.
I pulled the card, the Cosmos, and it stands for creativity and vastness. It's a really beautiful picture of the cosmos. But it had a really good message that I thought how interesting for our time right now. Some of us are just having to be in quarantine, self-quarantined, and not go everywhere. But it says it's an ally card. The cosmos appears always as an ally and never as a challenger. Creativity in all forms is represented by the cosmos. This is a sign to place your attention on creative projects. They will be successful. Remember that all of life is creative and you're always co-creating with the divine. The cosmos also represents the principle of infinity, which there's the infinity sign on the card you drew, Greg.
The magician, yeah.
Yeah. And the vastness of the energetic exchange of consciousness influencing all living things. This teaches us that every intention we set is in fact contagious, with the power to influence others. We are entangled at our deepest energetic place, so we can't help but to have an effect on others, from an individual level to a global one. This is a sign to remind you to open up to the well of creativity deep within you and be mindful of your thoughts and actions. Both are influencing your outer world. Most important, keep taking action towards your goals as the cosmos responds perfectly to manifest your highest destiny. Expect to be inspired and to meaningfully touch others with all that you create.
Awesome. You know, that ties into Sarasvati as well, the one that I read earlier. Express yourself through creative activities. Create.
Right now it's the perfect time. We're at home.
I know. Yeah. So I like that meditation on 4-4. I think everybody should jump into that. Uh-oh. I think we have another card.
Yeah, so I also look at like the next few cards from the bottom. So that second one after the peace one was creation. So that's like 3 cards about creativity, creation. Yeah, and it's a picture of a snake. Okay.
Yeah, and that's what we're on the verge of doing right now is creating that new world. And what we're watching right now is the collapse of this 3rd dimensional reality. We're watching, as I predicted way back in, when Pluto entered Capricorn in 2008,
The first part,
that we would see the end of,
was on that card, or
we would see the end of money, government, and religion. And it's happening right in front of our eyes right now.
The 5th dimension.
Greg.
Yes.
Can you show me that card? You said that there was a stringed instrument on it?
Yeah, it was a sitar, I believe.
Oh, wow. Here's something weird. Like
Sorry,
cool. The whole time I've been sitting here, the word inspiration and to be inspired or to inspire has just kind of went through my head. And Jody had read her last, I think, 3 or 4 sentences of what she read off that card was all about inspiration. So here's what's weird about it. I got a high dollar Jackson RR24 that I've owned for years, and it's beat to hell. I don't know. It's a guitar. It's rare. And we've been on here, me and Leanne, for what, 2 months?
about a month.
A little bit over a month. And I've got inspiration to strip this thing down to nothing and redo it all. Trying to figure out some spiritual type of paint job that I want to put on top of it. So now this thing was beat up. I gigged with it for a long time, and I don't know if you know anything about pointing guitars, but they just hit everything. And here I got it. I stripped it to nothing.
Oh, wow.
Redone it all in a really deep, like gloss black. I'm in the process of doing the wet sanding, which is a nightmare, especially anything that has points on it's a nightmare. But the inspiration come from Gregg, of course. We all love you. And that's what, so now we sat here and I'm thinking, we pulled out cards and I'm trying to find something that I'm going to paint on it. Well, we found one, and I'm a Pisces. I was born March 1st. And I found a really cool Pisces card that I'm going to I'll do the star, what is it, like the star chart or what it is?
Constellation.
The constellation of it, and then of course the sign. And so that's the next thing I'm going to do. But total inspiration from you guys. You know, we're not much talkers. With each other we are, but when it comes to this, I mean, it took a lot of balls for Leanne to even hit the mute. I mean, we watched you guys for a long time and she just would not get on. And then, well, I don't know what got into it, but we hit the mute button, and here we are. So we thank you guys. You have inspired us a lot to
Come out of our shells.
Totally come out of our shells. Now I wouldn't consider myself an introvert. Some days maybe I am, some days I'm not. So I think it depends on my mood. But you guys have helped us a lot. I just want to say thank you.
Sorry.
You know, I made a post on Facebook, might have been about a year ago.
Oh, I hate to interrupt you. Is that a Fernandez?
Yes.
Ha ha ha, I knew it. I owned one as a kid. I had the sustainer model. Not to jump off of this, but I had the sustainer model, and I kicked myself in the butt for selling it. But it was one of those trade things. I worked in a music store for years and years, so I always come and go. And you always got somebody come in and I want that, it's a trade. So I kicked myself in the butt for trading it off.
That's the only kind of Fernandez I'll buy is the sustainer. I love it where you can just hit a note and hold it. And just
oh yeah.
put it up over your head, hold it.
Yeah, right. I took an old soloist of mine and routed it out and put one in just for the fact it's expensive. I had to order it from Nandes. It was back in the day, and I spent a lot of money on that thing. But no, go right ahead back to where you were.
Okay, yeah. I made a post about a year ago on Facebook about this fictitious planet I want to go to, and I call it Gitara. Like Tara is Earth, you know, so I put Git in front of it, Gitara. Tara, right?
Sure.
Gitara, and it's in the shape of a flying bee. That's
cool.
Like the motto would be similar to like Star Trek, you know, but it'd be a flying bee like yours.
Sure. Cool. Yeah, I own a couple of them. This one here was I gigged with it quite a bit. And I beat it up really bad, which I kicked myself in the butt because of high dollar, and these things aren't cheap.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So you inspired me. So I'm going to in the next couple of weeks, I'll as you guys have these, I'll pop on and just show it in the progression until I get it completely done. So, cool. But you inspired me to take it out of the closet and
creativity
do something with it. It's all about inspiration, live, love, inspire or be inspired. So
awesome. Well, good luck with that project.
Oh yeah. It's while we're quarantined, I pretty much work for myself, so I come and go as I please. So we're not doing anything. So I'm going to take these weeks or however long it takes to before I do go back to work to get this thing done.
Awesome.
It's a process. So
yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I see we have somebody new here. I haven't seen this person here before. Stephen.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi. How are you guys doing? Can you hear me?
How'd you know I was going to call your name?
I was fiddling. I'm actually about ready to start working. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. I'm a glass blower. I was about to start working. Nobody else is in the shop right now, so I figured I'd come on.
Awesome. Where are you? First of all, where are you?
Northwest Washington, so Bellingham, Washington.
Okay.
Here.
We have a large amount of people that come from that area that chat here. Phil is from that area. Jody.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm not originally from here. I'm from Maine originally, but I've been here since
another glass
October.
Worker.
The what?
Shout out to another glass worker.
Oh, nice. Yep, self-employed life doesn't stop with the quarantine here.
Yeah.
But we'll see here. I was trying to figure out how I could rig this thing up so I could start doing something without holding it. Let's see.
Well, while you're doing that, what led to your awakening?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, that's a complicated question. I mean, I don't know if I could really nail down a moment, or if it was a waking up and going to sleep cycle, if you will. I had a lot of strange experiences, and you know, I think probably it was a few years ago that it solidified and isn't going to be a waking up and going to sleep cycle anymore. But yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Probably a little bit of genetics, and shoot, I don't know. I'm going to think about that.
Well, initially, a lot of people could pinpoint it back to like something. You know, some people would say it was, you know, through truth seeking and 9/11. You know, and then finding out, oh my God, well, you know, this is what really happened, and all right, well, you know, I'm going to go down the rabbit hole a little further here, and then next thing you know, you're asking yourself, why am I here? What is my life purpose? You know, and you know, so usually there's something.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I had a lot of, or I had several episodes, if you will, where life gets super strange for 6 months to a year, and then you gotta come back, and then that's happened a few times, and so you kind of you end up seeking the true nature of experiences that you kind of have to you have, and then you got to set them aside and go back, and then I can't really nail down a specific moment in particular. I think there's been a lot, and it's kind of you know, a cycle for me will be time periods of you know, rapid awakening, and then it slows down, and then you kind of check notes, and I'm not sure how to put that.
Put it in a hologram and send it to us.
Put it in a hologram and send it to you. I'll work on that. I'll work on that one.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you coming on and joining us here.
I did work a lot with a light worker in Northern California when I was living there that helped really put a lot of pieces together for me that I, you know, puzzle pieces that I've been carrying around for a lot of years. So I think that really brought everything together. I'd say that was about 3 years ago.
Are you able to, like, for example, on, I don't know if you're on Facebook or not, but are you?
I am. I haven't looked at it in a while, though.
Okay, but when you are on there, are you comfortable posting stuff that's spiritual or metaphysical, or are you afraid that, you know, my friends might see it and I don't want to be ridiculed?
You know, I kind of pick and choose where I discuss the things, because I've been a glassblower for 21 years, so I've got a lot of internet activity over the years anyway. You know, so I'm pretty loose with what I talk about, but I kind of pick and choose who I want to talk about it with. Okay. You know, don't overcomplicate things. I do, you know, the stores on the internet and this and that, and you know, yeah. So I pick and choose where I post things.
Right.
I like Nicole Frolick's YouTube channel. I'll post a lot of things on there, and I kind of been staying away from Facebook in general.
Yeah, you know, I was a child and family therapist. As a matter of fact, while I was doing the websites, I was still a child and family therapist, and but I was still putting it out there. I didn't care what people thought, you know. And I'm not telling you what to do. You do.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah. You're good.
You know, I encourage everybody to be within their own comfort zone, but I knew that there had to be a point where I have to stand in that vibration of truth, love, and light in my frequency, no matter what other people may think. And as a child and family therapist, yeah, I'm sure that probably would eliminate a lot of possible potential clients. Then again, it might create a lot more as well, because people would want somebody awakened Who?
Well, it goes to because I'm a, I was diagnosed as bipolar when I was 19, which I don't see it like that. However, I also, pick and choose when I put on Facebook and things, in part just so I don't have to get the phone calls from the family. Because I had a couple good episodes that I see them how I see them, and I'm comfortable with that. But not everyone that would see stuff from me sees it like that. So I kind of just go easy on them too.
So what gave you the courage to come on this time?
Oh, I mean, it was the timing thing. I have usually the shop's not empty at this hour. I've got a 2-year-old, so that kind of limits phone time. And yeah, it just happened to line up that I was able to flip it on today. Because I used to I'll do like live streams on Instagram, and I'm pretty comfortable with that stuff in general. I just got lucky that there's no one else in the shop today. You can see here.
Good, good. Well, thank you for joining us and making your voice heard. Feel free to jump in at any time.
Yeah, we'll do some glass blowing, so that'll be happening.
Cool, awesome. Very
Sounds
cool.
good.
Yeah. See Helga sitting outside enjoying the sunlight. I can't hear you, Helga, but I see you there. How are you?
I'm okay.
Hey, we don't have an echo this time either.
No.
You're in the Netherlands, right?
Yep.
How are things in the Netherlands today? It looks beautiful out there.
Well, the weather is not bad at all. The sun is shining, so I enjoy the day, even though
Good.
we are in lockdown.
Well, everyone pretty much is right now.
Yeah.
Except in China.
In China, yeah. But I hear Trump. I follow him a little bit. And he said in one of his updates that the lockdown will be over soon in the States.
Yeah, he's talking about lifting most of the restrictions by Easter, which is in the middle of next month. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, what I sensed in this period is, in a way, kind of fear, and in a way, I ask myself, what is it to be afraid of? I created this.
We did. Co-creation.
Yeah, we all did. But I was talking to myself. I did this. So why this fear? So I let go of the fear, and I tell myself we are on the urge of something new. Because I realized that I have created this, and I don't like this situation. I don't like it at all. So I start to create something new again. Something new in a sense that us human will realize that the humanness that we think we are is just a part of what we are. And if I can say that I have a prayer, I don't pray anymore, but that will be that we will join together as Earth crew and do what we came to do. Enjoy life. Be good to ourselves first, and then automatically we will be good to one another. So I think that is the solution for this period, to solve our problems with one another. Heal, let go of all the anger, all the frustration, all the fear, all what we are not, and be what we are.
Which are beings of light. Ultimately, we are that spark of divinity, creator source. You know, kind of like what Jody was saying earlier today. I don't know if you were on then, but
No,
yeah,
no. I was kind of late,
yeah.
and my phone was half dead.
Mhm.
And we were walking the dog, so and I used all my data from my internet already.
That looks like a shepherd pit bull mix right there.
Yeah, it's half. She's half shepherd and half American shepherd. She's my
It's beautiful.
I would
think
like to
she's
share
a
something
little bit
else
me
if
too.
I can, to
Yeah.
answer Helga as well.
Okay.
Sorry.
Helga,
Yes.
you know what? Your thoughts about what we choose is not really that we created. What I mean, it's I don't know if you guys heard about Paul Hellier. He's a Canadian former how you call that of the defense of Canada. I didn't remember exactly the year, but it was maybe 2012 or 2013, maximum 2015, somewhere there. But I'm guessing probably was 12, because I remember him telling that the message that the entities who are on the earth here looking over us and over the earth was on a meeting with the so-called elite, and they warned them that within 8 years they have to change the behavior towards the humanity and towards the earth. So I think the time have passed already. It's over, and there you go. We are in the most interesting times when that period is over. They didn't do anything to change the behavior towards the humanity, neither the behavior to the earth. And there you go. They now have to do. Actually, they have to go, and we have to do the rest. So we didn't create it, really. Now it's up to us to not give up, to not fall in fear, and to help them go away, because they cannot approach the earth anymore the way they did. So I know it sounds upset as a result, but the good thing is that it's up to us now to show strength, to stay away from fear and to do it right. That game is over. And we should build the new life.
Is this not by just being conscious of who and what we are? As much as us humans start to realize that the part of being a human is just a shell, things around us already change because we were from the beginning. The part of us that makes us one.
Helga, your microphone is rubbing against your jacket on your zipper.
Sorry,
there you go. It's okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. If we are one, if we are the one, everybody is the one.
Yeah, but look, they was treating us like slaves.
Yeah, because we didn't know who and what we were.
Yeah, because we allowed them, and now it's our duty to say no. Go away. We are humans. We are not slaves.
Yeah, but how do you see how we have to do that? What is your?
As we unite, as we stay away from fear, as we fight and keep together and look for our rights.
I think what Helga is asking, though, is if we are one, how do we tell ourselves to go away?
Not ourselves, but the one that have to go.
Sorry, Greg, might I interject there? Greg.
Go ahead.
Sorry, it's Jigger again.
Yes.
Listen, what is it BG? BG was saying you got to say
Aya is her
away.
name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aya. Yeah.
And I think the way I refer it to, okay, if you can imagine yourself as a single energy, yeah, you imagine yourself as just a sphere, okay, within a sea of spheres, which makes up basically reality itself, okay. Now, as that sphere, right, okay, you hold your conscious personality, okay, and your awareness. So you're conscious of yourself, okay, which is being a conscious being, as it were. Now, when something else comes in, say if you've got your eyes open, right, okay, and you look and someone walks up to you, that is external imposition, okay, into your energetic aura, as it were, okay. Now, sometimes that can be seen as positive or it can be seen as negative. I don't know if you guys have studied Taoism, but basically energy is energy. So if you can imagine yourselves as just a singularity of energy, a reflection of single source itself, okay, having an individual experience, okay, seeing it from your point of view. Sometimes what I'm saying is you've got negative external imposition by an action from another that is negative towards you or others around you. And ideally, a being would work in protection of another or in defense of another if needed. But ideally, it's simply another energy engaging with you. And that can be either seen as a positive, how do I put it? A positive experience or a negative experience. It's dependent on your perception. Does that make sense? So when you ask something to go away, like for instance, if someone comes up to me and starts shouting and screaming at me, I'd be like, hang on a second, mate, calm down. You know, first off, I'd ask them to try and communicate with me you know, on my level of vibration, as it were, rather than just imposing, like, say, anger and resentment towards me. That's external negative imposition. So again, it goes back to the essence of communication, and how do we communicate with something that's not necessarily working at the same vibration at that time? Does that make sense? Is that making sense to anybody so far?
For me, yes.
Right. So, well, okay.
I think it goes back to perspective, though. It's what your perspective of the situation would be.
Brandy, absolutely, absolutely. But unfortunately, okay, what we sometimes see is another perspective comes in from, say, another universe. So each of you as an individual universe, another universe comes in, say a person comes in, and they hold their own perception of reality, right, wrong, this, that, and the other. And sometimes what they're doing is they're projecting their conscious understanding of that reality towards you. But what you don't realize is that, or what you may realize is that that reality doesn't necessarily mix or mold very well with your reality, as it were. So there comes the division. But how do you become division when
Okay, so can I say something real quick? So look, I run a group on Facebook. It's called One. Okay. On my group, we are all one. We actually all are one in the group. We have about, I think it's like 458 members. I give everybody free speech and free freedom to post or say whatever they want. And we do not pass judgment on anyone or anything that's being said, because the understanding to join the group is that we believe, and just like I spoke the other day in the chat, that this is a revolution that we're going through right now. This whole virus, I mean, this is basically leading us all to be as one. And, you know, we've been working on this group for years, you know, and it's time that everybody realizes that this is what we're coming to. And it's not that we're going to think the same. I mean, we kind of will have the same thoughts, but it'll be more of compassion for another and love for another, and not just, oh, I don't like the way that person presents themselves, or I don't like their perspective of a certain situation, because we're growing as in we accept everybody for who they are, no matter what.
I'm absolutely with you there, Brandy. Sorry, Greg, do you mind if I just finish off there, mate? Yeah, or just reply to that. Is that okay? So yeah,
of course, yeah.
Brandy, I'm absolutely 100% with you. Now, what we have though is what you're talking about is an ideal, or an idealistic, some would say an idealistic way of looking at something. And from, say, if they've got a different perspective, okay, which is basically they believe that they need to be in control of that situation. You could call it a narcissistic personality disorder, for instance. You understand that one, yeah, Brandy? Yeah. So yes. Not everybody thinks that way because they've been programmed to believe that they have an inherent right to rule over someone. Now, Gary Hall there, he understands that from a military perspective. Okay, you've got a corporal, and then you've got the private, as it were. Yeah, and the corporal has command over the privates, and over the corporal is a sergeant, and then you have over the sergeant, you've got, for instance, a staff sergeant, and then you've got a lieutenant. And so what we see is we find ourselves in a, dare I say it, the holographic reality that we find ourselves in, okay, which is basically, you've got microcosm and macrocosm. What Gary would understand is basically you've got microcosm. So what's being played out in a battalion, in a military unit, is literally being played out here on the planet, as it were. And then it's being played out on all the other planets, going out to like universal and onward to whatever it is, multi-dimension, pan-dimensional. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it's literally everything is a reflection of a reflection. But how do you work efficiently, okay, within the position you yourself find yourself in? You could be the private, or you could be the corporal, or you might be the lieutenant or the colonel of that regiment. Okay, so it's dependent on your awareness, your conscious awareness of the bigger picture. And obviously that goes back to microcosm, macrocosm. Does that make sense, Brandy? But not
yeah, I understand what you're saying, but what I was saying though is that the group, there is no leader. You know what I'm saying? We are all one as one. Nobody is higher up than anyone.
Okay,
we chose no labels. There's no labels. Okay, nobody's better than anyone. There is no one in charge. Everybody knows where they stand.
On our high level.
Let me put it really simply. Yeah, if Gary was put in charge of a 10-man team, okay, and he's the 10th man, so you've got 10 people within that team, and Gary, okay, is classed as team leader. Okay, now dependent on his capacity to be able to push to maximum potential each and every individual within that 10-man team, okay, there's no point giving a 9.5 stone guy an M60 machine gun who wears glasses when he's got a photographic memory, okay, and ideally what you do is Gary would turn around and say, no, I'm going to give the M60 to the biggest guy in the team, yeah, okay, and I'm going to give the intelligence work and the VCP, I'll stick the guy with the photographic memory on there, okay? And what you're doing is you're tailoring it to the individual and you're pushing them to their maximum potentials. All of you have talents and capabilities, okay? And a good leader, okay, the only reason they're a team leader is because they've been given that point, but it doesn't mean that they're better than anybody else. And a good team leader will turn around and say, without the team, I literally am nothing. Does that make sense? I'm nothing. So the team either works in harmoniously with you. As a team leader, I didn't have to scream and shout at anybody, you know, in a job or, you know, stacking shelves or whatever. What you do is you just simply work out a harmonious way of doing it and realizing that each team member is simply a reflection of yourself, but has something about them that is independent. You know, they have a skill, they have something to offer. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there. And that's why you guys are here, because all of you hold those abilities. And you're coming together and realizing this calmness that we find. We can see it as complete global shutdown, but could we see it going back to Taoism? Is it a positive or a negative? Does it calm everybody's minds down to be able to stop thinking about what we, you know, what we're, how do I put it? Our minds have had trouble because we've been so embraced with information. That information's calmed down, and thus now people's minds can calm down and they can start reflecting and going back to the very basics of what's really important. One, for the individual, and two, for those that are closest near to them. And as a team leader, the closest thing to me would be those in the team. That's my responsibility. And okay, so I'm going to shut it off there. Gregg, hopefully I've spoken there. And Brandy, does that make sense to you? You're right, but if you're part of a team, then you need to be able to understand what the team SOPs are, their standard operational procedures. And if you can't work within those standard operational procedures, which hopefully are honorable, okay, and give the individual the right to be the individual they are without suppressing them, but pushing them to maximum potential. Okay, I'll leave it there, and I'll maybe Gary can speak, or Brandy, if you want to finish off. Hopefully that makes sense. Does that connect with you though, Brandy?
Oh no, I completely understand what you're saying.
Fantastic, good. I'm good. Now, realistically, you guys are a microcosm of the absolute macrocosm right now, right here, right now. on this screen, if you were to close your eyes and realize, right, okay, that like all those elements, dare I say it, those energies that you connect with. Gregg, do you say you have a Lyrian background, or a is it Lyrian or
Yes,
Lemurian?
amongst many. I have many, but yeah,
right, yeah.
Originally Lyran.
So again, going back to this essence of divide, if you guys realize, right, we're told that we use 3% of our DNA, is that right? And 97% of DNA is void. It's junk DNA. That's absolute. You guys, better than anybody, know that that's an absolute farcical statement. The point being is what's happening now with the energies universally is our DNA is being reintroduced again, which means that we can reintroduce ourselves to everything that we've been a part of, realizing that if we go back to source is simply DNA at 100% efficiency. And that's what's happening to each and every one of us, is we're going back to 100% efficiency. And in the process, you guys are coming together and going, hey, man, you're part of the family too. That's awesome. You know what I mean? You're recognizing yourself in the mirror and accepting yourself. And it's the acceptance. And what you did for James the other day, which was help him heal and turn around and say, bro, there's nothing. There's nothing. It's not sin. You haven't done anything wrong. Bro, that was then. Remember, time is an illusion, lunchtime doubly so, right, Gary? Yeah? Time is an illusion, lunchtime doubly so. So what happened in the past is it's relevant if you want to make it relevant. But in the essence, what is key is simply the very moment itself. Hence the moment now. Gregg, mate, all yours, brother. Thanks, Gary. Thanks, Gary. Do well.
I think what's happening is I see both, you know, what you're saying,
yep,
and what Brandy's saying. I think what Brandy's trying to do is to institute like a more 5D perspective of everyone working together in 5D, but in a third dimensional reality. And your angle is, I get this. This is what we're doing here in 3D and extending it outwards with a 5D perspective, but yet in 3D reality. So you're both right. You know, exactly.
That's what I was saying. We were both really right. I mean, but everything is about perspective. So
exactly, Brandy. I mean, realistically, the old saying is there is no right, there is no wrong. It's simply about the perspective of the individual. Yeah. Yeah. Now, if those perspectives and those energies, if those vibrations, if I wasn't vibrating at a certain level, then I wouldn't be, or you wouldn't be hearing this voice, you know, on this stream at this moment in time.
Right.
Right. So realistic, and we wouldn't be able to communicate, Brandy, as we are, and basically what we're doing is we're co-creating right now at this moment in time with your understanding of the vibration that comes out of my mouth, as it were, you know, my voice. We're co-creating and understanding it from, say, a vibrational point of view. If we all close our eyes, for instance, at the same time, the words themselves will create a picture, a vibration in our heads anyway. Does that make sense? So Brandy's absolutely right. I mean, look, I mean, I'm trying to put it across in a real basic terms, but I mean, basically what I'm saying is I'm on board with Brandy, absolutely. But not everybody else. Everybody else is at different levels of consciousness understanding to the situation. And that's what you guys are doing. You're bringing them up, you know, through you simply existing in that level of consciousness and being aware as you are, you guys are making it possible. And that's why you guys are here. That's why you guys class yourself as star seeds and this, that, and the other. You're simply brothers and sisters, part of the one there, Brandy, the one energy, which is source energy. It's all of us together. Absolutely. I'll leave it there. Does that make sense, though, Brandy? You happy with that?
No, it does. No, trust me. Okay, I have conversations like this on a daily basis. People reach out to me quite quite frequently. I really can't keep up with all the messages that I get. I try to, but I mean, I do have a lot of followers in the UK actually.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I completely understand every point of view, and
Mate,
yeah.
it's toppers. I think what we've got to do is we just take that breath in, and you know, for each of us, because it's been a hell of a journey, eh? You know, it's been a hell of a journey.
It's been a lifetime journey for me.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, realistically, you never end. It is it Aurea Borealis, the snake eating its own tail? It's the figure of 8. It's you. All of you are eternal energies. All of you are eternal energies, and this journey, you're only conscious of this, dare I say, incarnation, as it were, within the 3rd dimension, Greg. You know, you were there, you were married, and you did what you did, and all that. You had your mullet haircut, and this, that, and the other, which was awesome. You know, back in the 80s. You know, let's hope the 80s come back again. You know what I mean? Because they were good days. But you know, we go through these stages, and that's what it is. It's like stage and stage, and then we come to a point where we go, just like where are you? Helga was saying, I think it was Helga, was saying basically you get to a point where you say, right, I've got to that point. Now I need to create a new reality, and ideally, the whole essence of me speaking now and you guys being there is so we create together. Coherently, understandingly, with empathy, understanding, and with positive vibration to it. You know, yeah. Sorry, Gary, did you want to say something? Oh, Gary, yeah, Gary, why don't you jump in there, mate? Sorry, Greg.
Okay. I'm sorry, here I am. I tried not to do this.
Hey,
but
Gary.
I just gotta say this, man. I agree with everything you're saying, because that's what I have been led to understand recently within the last month.
Right.
Is that, you know, actually what's happening is that mankind is on the cusp of a great evolutionary leap. We're going to go from 3D reality to the next reality, you know?
Yeah, understood.
Source has been sending people to tell everybody that this is going to happen for millennia. And you know what? Everything we've been believing and saying that is happening, is going to happen, is now happening. You know, the world is evolving and shifting as we're in it right now.
Absolutely.
We're all co-creating this reality where the impetus for change is totally unstoppable now, and it's going to happen. And, you know, it's a beautiful, wonderful thing, because we're going to move into unconditional love. Everybody, we're going there. And it's,
I've been there for 2 years. I already know.
I finally got there, man, because I understand the secret is to focus on being in the now, being in the moment, and making your moment happy, choosing for this moment right now to be paradise for me.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, guys, you know, like I haven't been here a lot because I finally realized something. I've been a singer and a musician my entire life, but my dad told me, no, don't be a musician, you'll starve. So I never really went for it. But now, you know, thanks to all the love and encouragement and everything you folks have been sending me, I'm going for my dream now. I'm going for actually being able to be the composer that I think I am. I've been having music in my head my entire life that I can't play an instrument well enough to recreate. And I've never had the patience to learn how to play an instrument because I just wanted to get the music out. Well, now I bumped into a music tribe. This wonderful, high energetic earth angel is going to show me how to use my iMac and Logic Pro X actually as my composition instrument, so that it goes straight from my head now, and I can create the sounds I want with my MIDI keyboard. Anything I want, any tone, anything, I can bring it in and use it. For me, it's like, wow, somebody just unlocked the candy store, and here I am, woohoo! And I mean, you get so fired up, and you know, man. You know,
hey, Gary, sing us a song. Gary, sing us a song.
I would love to, guys. I'll tell you what, you're not going to believe what I have been like working on in my head now for about 3 months, and it's all about, you know, everybody just needs to understand it's all about love and forgiveness. Love everybody as you love yourself. learn to forgive yourself, and then you can actually learn the unconditional love you need to have to forgive everybody, right?
Exactly.
I forgive everybody who's ever done anything to me in my life, because I realize everything is a lesson and a blessing, because eventually we are shocked in our reality, so that we realize, wait a minute, this reality doesn't work and it doesn't make sense. And we've all got that, right? We understand that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
I wanted to say this, guys. I wanted to say, gosh, I love you all, but I got to get ready for another appointment. I have to have another Zoom conference with my counselor coming up in about 20 minutes, and I got to eat. So I'm going to go, but man, I love you all. And, you know, everybody, really, it is just as simple as, if you choose to be happy, you can be happy right now. I mean, no matter what.
Exactly. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Your happiness is guaranteed. And if you look for anybody outside of yourself or anything outside of yourself to make you happy, then you've just bought into the programming that we're separate from ourselves and from our God, and we're not. We're always connected to everything, and we realize it now. And here I am rambling like a crazy man again. Okay.
Hey, but I'm trying to...
I love you all, but I got to go because I got to eat, or else I have so much sugar, and y'all don't want to see me do this, do you? So anyway.
Hey, good on you, Gary.
Love it. Hey, Sam, man, gosh, man, this is the first time I really, listened to you, what you were saying. I'm like, my goodness, we're like simpatico on this, Anyway.
Hey, we're all going to get there, mate. You know what I mean? We're all in it together. We're all brothers and sisters. We are one. As Sade says, we are a mighty force. And
it's not just buzzwords that we throw out. You've got to internalize them and then actually live them. I mean, we are the ones we've been waiting for.
Absolutely. Correct.
And you'll know when you hear the message, you'll be able to discern this is right or this is wrong. And we're all being able to finally discern, hey, maybe this is illegal, or maybe it's not really agreed upon in our society, but this is the right thing to do. Like right now, screw politics. Let's relieve everybody in this country. Let's get legislation passed. And here I am preaching to you guys. I'm sorry.
I don't want to break up the conversation, but I'm ready to
go. Say one more thing. I do have to go. I love you all. I'm sorry I can't stick around and listen to your beautiful thoughts, but I got to go. And I love you all. And I'm sorry, but goodbye, guys. I love you.
Thank you.
Soon, okay? Bye. I love you all.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm getting ready to leave as well, but I wanted to know, I have one more card to share before I leave. And if everybody doesn't mind, yay, nay?
Not at all. I don't mind at all.
Do it.
Okay. It says, it's so interesting for what everybody was just saying, what I heard, what I took in, and the card is called Heart of God. Heart of God. And it says, you are a part of something profound, a divine calling and privilege. It is the role of inspiration tricks. I think that's what that says, or inspirator upon this earth. The women and men who have hearts capable of bliss. Bliss is what we feel when we let God in. The heart opens and we cannot speak for the sensation of it. It cannot be described. Great hearts can tolerate mystery. As my cat walks by, they can bear the enormity of divine bliss beyond analysis and description and simply be. You don't have to do anything with it, you see. To be the inspiration is to have an open heart to the divine. It's a life calling. Your heart is an inspirational force to be loved, recognized, and protected for the precious catalyst of divine awakening that it is. Be led by your heart. God is in it, speaking through it, calling you forth to love, and love that flows through your heart filters out through your toes, dripping on those beneath you. As stars falling from heaven, this oracle holds a message for you direct from the divine. You have a sacred purpose to fulfill upon this earth, and it's all sorted out.
the situation, the issue, this awakening that you seek are living even now. It is held lovingly in the hands of the divine creator. A creator says to you, leave it with me. It's all unfolding in perfection. I am alive in your heart. I am your heart. And it has this little poem down here beneath it. It says, when souls are touched with love sublime and hearts unleash the wonder found, a promise made somewhere in time of words that speak without a sound. In gratitude, we transcend space and bless the gifts we now can keep. Of thoughts caressed in soft embrace and allows and eyes allowed in joy to weep. The moment song that we compose will leave this life with no regret and carry forth what we impose. To chart again in course once set, for what we have is ours to own. Each breath a step we measure sweet. Together now we await alone and walk in peace, our hearts complete. That was it. And thank you guys for allowing me to share. And I hope everyone has a beautiful day.
Thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
So I've got a couple hands up here. Katie and Karen and Desiree. So we'll go with Karen first, and then we'll check out Desiree. Karen?
Hi, did I get it up? Hi, good morning, everyone. Bless you all.
Yeah.
I consider myself a oneness child. So as a oneness child, I have an analogy about oneness that is a little different in the sense of how I feel into it and have felt into it since I was a kid. Because it was really strange to get born here as a oneness child and feel this incredible love for everyone, but really blinded by naivete and you know, by just being born. And so here's my analogy. Not everyone though, we could sense that we start out in, let's say, that stream of consciousness, which we could literally say is a stream of water that runs through, you know, the land. And as we are in that stream of water with all the other molecules and particles, those molecules and particles are part of us because we are the stream. Because to be able to flow with the stream, we have to be in the stream, we have to flow with the stream. So we are the stream. And as we go through the lands, some lands are more polluted than others. So we have to create a sense of direction, a sense of discernment that we couldn't create or didn't have to create maybe in other parts of the stream, because the other parts of the stream weren't quite as polluted or had as many obstacles. And as we move through the stream of life in per se, and we know that we have to choose to go around this rock or make a boundary, because if we don't, we'll crash into the side of the stream and possibly get stuck. And getting stuck is one of my biggest things. I don't want to be stuck. I do so much to not get stuck, because stuckness happens at all vibrational levels. You can get stuck in 5D. You can get stuck in 6D. You can get stuck in any frequency. So it's important to be always, for me, and I've taught it since I've taught little ones to big ones, big people, little people and big people, all ages, that we're always learning and growing. So as we are flowing through the stream, eventually we sense that the stream is getting, shall we say, more clarity, more light, more energy. And as we sense that, we feel safer and safer with the, shall we say, the collective of the stream. All the other particles and molecules in the water, we feel more comfortable because we know that the stream is truly working together to create, shall we say, a channel in the landscape. And as we are moving along the stream, we come upon large waterfalls, small waterfalls. Some of the waterfalls move up because the term for a waterfall is actually either direction. So the waterfalls can be flowing down, or they can be flowing up. It doesn't matter. Some waterfalls have both, right? And so we can choose whether our water molecule in this instance, let's say, flows up into the stream of the waterfall, or flows down and continues in the stream of the waterfall, because we may evaporate at that point if we flow up into the air. And that can be termed as a form of stuckness as well, because we haven't navigated ourselves to, shall we say, our final, what we would consider our final place in spirituality. We consider it going back to God, or, you know, being as one. So excuse me, when we're in the stream, there's a lot of qualities that we create within ourselves to discern, to see and feel the aspects of ourselves, to create the energy, shall we say, to be part of the energy that keeps us flowing, that keeps us moving. And when we come together, that's what we do here in any group, heart-centered group like this, that we come together in, is we support each other in the stream to create that pathway, a stronger, deeper pathway of the stream that can get across the land, that can get to where it's going without disruption, without so many other pollution, shall we say, in the water. And we know that by working with the air, we know that by working with the land, and we know that by working with other aspects of the stream that create the stream, because we have to have land to have the stream. We have to have air to have oxygen for the stream. We have to have all these other elements in the stream. So we know that, we can feel into that by working with all these aspects of the stream, that our stream becomes beautiful, pure, and gets to where it's going, to the broad, beautiful ocean or sea that it's meant to be in. So, you know, when we talk about working with others, we talk about oneness, navigating, when you're a oneness child, navigating with humanity feels strange, because you can't imagine why, when you're trying to work with them, why they're not cooperative. You can't imagine why, you really can't imagine why they're mean, or why they're creating these problems, or why they're against you in any way, or why they are jealous. Jealousy is really weird, has always been really, really weird to me. You can't imagine these things energetically inside of you, because it's just not part of your experience. It's not part of what you perceive as part of the whole. You're part of the whole, what it's meant to be, or what it is for you. So it creates, what it creates for you is this sense of, well, how do I flow with the stream? And so I was forced, and I perceived it and intuitively, but I didn't understand it, which happens to me a lot. I foresee things, but I don't really understand what I'm saying or what's going on until they happen. What happens is we come into a place where, like I came into a place, and many of us have come into a place where we're kind of forced to go within to ourselves, to be with ourselves. Everyone clears out. That's not just our ascension, that's the ascension of everyone. Everything clears out. So any pollution or any problems with other people or family or whoever they were, they've dropped out of our lives. And we were forced to see how we are as an aspect of the stream, as aspect of the creator, as aspect of the one, with all these qualities being heightened within us. And the qualities sometimes were qualities that were challenging because they were of the negative, qualities that were beautiful because our intuition broadened in the aspects of us that we want, right? To broaden. And we had to deal with all these things that came up. And in dealing with them, we could see the compassion for others. We could come closer to all the other particles and molecules within the stream and have a sense of, okay, even though I'm here, even though I'm being led to be by myself or being led to, be here now, whatever I'm led to, I know that I'm part of the stream because all the indicators in my life are showing me that. Well, now we're at the part of the stream that has that waterfall. To me, an analogy is that we're at the part of the stream that there's this beautiful waterfall. And this beautiful waterfall has not one place to fall, it has multiple avenues that it falls in. And you'll see, like in New Zealand or Iceland and different places, the stream breaks off into all these different waterfalls. And it's seeping out of the rocks, it's going up, it's going down. So we have all these people making all these different choices at once. But in the end, the waterfall falls into the same place. The water goes to the same point in the sea. And we can allow people their journey, their path in the stream. We can not be, we don't have to be concerned or worried, because no matter what, to me, in oneness, it all leads to the same point. And it's not the same direct point, it's the same integrated point, where we all feel that sense of one, whether we're at this point of the galaxy or we're in on Chiron or Chiron in the another end of the galaxy, another point of the Milky Way, or wherever we are. So these boundaries that we have to create sometimes with other aspects of ourselves, these other things that occur to us that we have to bring up, and we call it negativity, shadow, whatever it is, within us, we're clearing the stream. We're clearing the way. We're making a deeper path into the earth. We're doing all these things naturally, shall we say. And the more natural it is, the more we allow it, the more we allow the connection, the more we allow that flow of the creator, the easier it gets for us. Because self-sabotage and all the other aspects of being human easily dissolve into the love that we are, into the energy that we truly are. And it just changes everything. So, a lot of people say resistance is futile. Resistance allows you to see what isn't resistance. Resistance allows you to feel what isn't resistance, because we're informed. And through having to navigate around that rock, having to decide which way to go and what boundaries to take when we're informed, we create a clearer path for ourselves, but we can do it without fear. We can navigate it with a flow by just dialing ourselves in, taking advantage of this time that we have to really dial in as deep as we can to make everything easier for everyone. That's it, my analogy. Lost you, Greg. I don't know where you are. Your sound is off. Mine is on and yours is off.
I'm sorry, I muted myself while you were on, but I'm guessing that In5D in that analogy is just a place for water to gather while we make our way to the ocean.
Yeah, another beautiful pool of water on our travels. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, deep travels. Thank you for
sharing.
listening. So sweet.
Desiree, you had your hand up.
Thank you for confirming what I was about to say, Karen. That's exactly like the words that you took out of my mouth and my energy that I feel pouring towards you, because I do feel that. There you go.
Oh, bless you, Desiree. Nice to see you, sweetheart.
Nice to see you.
Here you go, Mommy.
So there's an energy I've been feeling.
I got you some black. Thank you. Yes, you do.
I know. So there's an energy I've been feeling lately, and Metatron's been coming through a lot lately in the past week or so. And yesterday I actually found out what my purpose was, and like for everybody too, there's just a lot going on at this time. The message that
Stop. Whoa, too much paint, baby. Yeah, that's too much paint.
Okay. And the message that I keep getting across.
Do you need this many?
No more paint.
I'm trying to get that many.
Stop, please. No more paint. So the message I'm trying to get across is what I'm painting. This is the Merkaba or Merkaba, how people would say, stop. No more paint. I'm good. And this is the energy I keep getting. So
beautiful job, Desiree. Great job.
So lately, we've been having this color come out lately. This purple, this pink, magenta color surrounding everything.
Yeah, I keep getting the purple.
Please.
Stop. Same here, magenta. That's right.
And so at this time, Metatron is actually coming through saying everybody needs to go inside their own Merkaba. Go inside and find my essence within, or your essence, or the energy within the universe, because that's where you're going to find yourself. When you find the energy of the essence of the universe, all the atoms, all the molecules, all the particles, every single part of yourself that you find, you're going to find within the universe and within every single person that's within you and around you, or people that are within this universe also. So he's basically saying to me to give a message that I am a mere reflection of you. You are a mere reflection of me. We are one together, and together we will be. This may not be for everybody, but this is for the selective few who may resonate with this consciously. So there are people who are not conscious enough to know what is the true essence of themselves or the universe or what everything is consistent of at this time. But the message is that everybody will, no matter dark, light, energy, everything comes together. You can't have positive without negative. You can't have negative without positive. You can't have darkness without light. You can't have light without darkness. The male is the light, the female is the darkness. You have to integrate them together to find yourself and the universe. No matter what,
special one. Thank you.
There is a plan, and it is already written for you in your contract within your divine essence. It may be within the soul contract of yourself that is within your own Merkaba. And this is, something that you have to find out for yourself. What is your soul purpose to help the collective? What is your soul purpose for yourself and for your family and for everything that's around you? So this is the time for you to go within your Merkaba, and find out your geometric pattern for your own DNA essence. What is the true essence that you love about yourself? What is the true essence that you love about the universe? Who are you to yourself, and who are you to the universe? That's what Metatron just channeled. So I'm sending lots of love and light. The energy today, or for the next year or so to next year, is the maroon, purple, or magenta colors that are coming through, and then gold. So imagine yourself going into your Merkaba, lighting up your Merkaba with gold solid energy, and then bursting it out with DNA energy that's reconstructing at this time. And it is a fire energy that is going on. That's why I'm constructing fire energy. It's a fire energy. We just went through Aries new moon. We're going to probably have an Aries full moon. So, or, you know, whatever the astrology sign is, whoever's into that astrology stuff. But like Karen said, we're all flowing together. It doesn't matter what pattern you're going on at this time, it's going to come. It doesn't matter who you are, what you are, it's changing no matter what. You may be flowing into the darkness, which means you need to realign yourself in your feminine energy. If you're flowing into the light, you need to, you know, it's all constructing into a pattern of the matrix. The Merkaba is the matrix. Metatron created the matrix for a reason, for you to come out of that shell and for you to find out what your own matrix of yourself is. You are your own matrix. You are the own construction of your own universe. But when you reflect upon everything else and everybody else, you are the mirror image of the whole universe. We are the mirror image of the universe. We are the universe, constructed into multi-dimensional universes that are constructed into other multi-dimensional universes. We are 7 billion, 8 billion beings in one construct of a mind, constructed into other minds. So, much love and light. That is my message from
That's a beautiful message. And yeah, those colors are really, really, really strong right now. And especially with plasma coming to the forefront. Great job. It's beautiful, Desiree. Bye-bye. Cute. Her daughter's just getting so hyper from the group energy. I'm sure she's just feeding. Your daughter's just feeding from that group energy. So.
Here's a third dimensional view of the Merkaba spinning. And when you look at it, you can, we'll say like this top one, you can see it going one way, but you can also see it going the other way. It rotates in whichever way you want it to rotate. It's almost like an optical illusion. Like the top part where the point is up here. Right now I see it going counterclockwise, but if I look at it going clockwise, like right now, I can see it going clockwise. So it's pretty cool.
And Greg, each of us has soul geometry, but each of us also has a, shall we say, our multidimensional geometry. And I encourage people to know it, but not share it because it's yours. You'll have a geometry that will show up in it. Most all of it, all your geometry, you'll have that triangular Merkaba in it, but it'll have other expressions as well because that's the expression of your expression and also is connected to your monad. But your multidimensional geometry will look different than your soul geometry. Very cool. Yeah, there you got it. Beautiful.
Another image of the actual person being inside of the Merkaba.
Geometry will look different than your soul geometry.
Okay. Elena, you made it. I seen you on there earlier. Uh-oh. She's, I don't know. Maybe she's away. There she is. You're
I don't
muted.
know. I was
There you
stuck
are.
on the thing.
How
I
are
was
you?
saying how it's finally raining in Florida. I'm good. I'm happy
It
about the
is?
rain. Yeah,
It's
it's
not raining
raining in
here.
Daytona Beach. I
Huh.
was just outside showing you guys. Wow, it's literally stopping already. Look how
Yeah.
cloudy.
At least you got some. It's sunny here, Sarasota.
It's raining here.
Good for you. Yay. Awesome.
Yeah.
See, we came
We're
on at
just
10 o'clock. I wasn't sure if you were going to come on, but I saw that you were with us.
I was listening and eating hurricane snacks. I mean, quarantine snacks.
Mhm. Yeah. Wasn't sure if our West Coast would be here, but apparently you guys are represented early in the morning. That's good.
Yeah, I was listening to everybody, drinking coffee and stuff.
Okay. Okay.
My job's closed, so I was talking to like my bosses and stuff. We're gonna go clean for fun, I guess. I'm gonna get paid for it, but there's a lot of beer, and I'm gonna drink the clean. But I don't have a job right now, so I'm like, just chilling all day, doing the meditation for the coronavirus to go away. I'll definitely be doing the April 4th one too.
Yeah, I'm in on that. Definitely. I think it was what, 10:45, I think they said.
Yeah, PM for Eastern time. I get these visions too of it like evaporating before they think it's done and ready, and just everyone's like, what the hell? Like, maybe we can make it go away faster and go to zero faster if we do this.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Thank you for saying PM. I think I might have mentioned AM the last time, but it is 10:45 PM Eastern, which would be 7:45 your time out there, I think. West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, not your time. You're here in Florida. I meant, you know, the
No,
people
I'm in
are,
Florida.
Yeah, duh. No, but everyone else that is joining us, I was thinking about the people that were joining us from the West Coast. So that would be 7:45 their time. So yeah, looking forward to that. Definitely.
I dyed my hair blue yesterday. Some of it.
It looks green.
It's supposed to be turquoise, but my hair is like this kind of color, so it's supposed to be turquoise, but it's blue green. It's
Okay.
more green. I don't care though, because I don't have to go to work.
That's right. It's a mermaid green, right?
Yeah. Thinking about getting some light blue to go with it, to lighten it up. That's what we're doing. Yeah.
I also got my hair dyed a little bit at the ends too.
Aw.
She got her hair dyed on the ends too.
Mm-hmm. James has something to show us.
Yeah, this is on Facebook. This is Socially Distant Fest, and like 2 weeks ago, it was at like 30,000 people. And what it is it's if I can get Facebook to work. All right, just like a place where people are getting together, and I don't have enough bandwidth to play it and talk to you guys at the same time, but it's just people getting on. Either they're playing their own music, or maybe they're doing a cover. It's just amazing. It's nonstop all day. It's just people doing their thing, you know, people doing art. And look, here's a little girl, picture of her playing her stuff. There's it's going on all day, man. And if you don't got a lot to do, and you need some positivity, Social Distant Fest on Facebook. It's pretty cool. Check it out.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. What a great idea. I see we have Vera. Vera, your hand is up.
Yeah. This morning, when I woke up, I heard a conversation between some owls. This was very funny. when I woke up. It sounded like, yes, they are stupid. I heard some more talking between each other, but there was only one that was close to my home. I heard it. And the moment I acknowledged them, yes, they are stupid. And I think it wasn't talk about people. So many people that are just blinded by everything that's going on. So that was the only thing I wanted to share.
So owls, you said.
Yeah.
Owls. That's interesting. There's that one movie, I forgot what it's called, but the owls are ETs.
Yeah.
I forgot what that movie is. Anyone give me a hand on that?
I remember it. It's scary as shit. I didn't like it.
You saw that movie?
Yeah, it was like the fourth kind or something like that.
Yeah.
They made me watch it. They like, I'm so terrified of scary movies, and of course my kids were teenagers at the time. Oh no, Mom, we promise it's not scary. And I'm like, damn it, you guys, it was scary.
Yeah, as a kid, I would watch those, those scary movies with my friends, but I don't watch them now. Why would you want to immerse yourself into that lower vibratory level of fear?
And then everything you see, like, that's my problem ever since I was a little kid. If I see it, it's going to show up in my nightmares. So I don't want to give it food.
I'm with you. Definitely.
When I lived in another area where I've been so attacked and all those things, it didn't matter what time of night it was, but I knew when I heard those owls talk, it was safe for me to walk around. They have kept me really safe in that area. Even the geese and all kinds of other birds, when you hear them in the middle of the night. It was strange, but it felt also very good.
I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting when you hear these birds, daytime birds at like 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night.
Even at midnight, at 2 a.m.
Right.
2 a.m., 3 a.m., it didn't matter what time.
Mm-hmm.
Did they always do that? Because I noticed that like in 2014 or 2015 that they started chirping at 1 a.m. And I'm like, what? I didn't notice it before then, though.
I did.
I wondered, did anyone else?
I had an article on that on In5D. I think I originally wrote that back in 2011 when I first noticed it. Yeah. But yeah.
Did they always used to do that at night, though? I wonder if that's...
I don't know. I've only been in Florida for, since early 2000s, 2003, 2004, something like that. But I heard that, the mockingbird can imitate so many different birds, but that's typically not a nighttime bird.
I heard it in New York City at night, like in the Bronx was the first time I started noticing it anyway. And I thought the birds are saying that it's dawn all the time since it's the beginning of the new earth. So I was like, oh, the birds are excited no matter what time of day it is now, because they know it's always morning, I guess, on earth. I took it. That's how I took it.
Yeah. Desiree, got your hand up?
Yeah, have you talked about the Schumann resonance today?
No, and I pulled it up on
It's 47.
It's what?
47?
Yes.
Yesterday was pretty calm.
Yeah, I was going to pull it up on a live shot and I forgot earlier. So we can do that right now.
Sorry, last minute thing I always think of.
Yeah. Take a peek at it here in a second. So Prince Charles has COVID-19, huh? Okay. So I wonder if he's one of the ones that got arrested. All right, I'm pulling it up right now. House arrest, perhaps. Okay. Okay, check out the charts. And this is what Des was saying. We're at 40, almost 47 on the amplitude. Well, I guess it peaked right here, but it also peaked recently too. So almost, but it was 46 point, I think that's 7 right there or something like that. And we had another little spike right here not too long ago, a few hours ago. And here's the Schumann, what it looks like right now. And you can see these, what looks like Morse code going across here. Let's enlarge that. See that? See that right there at the 24? Once again, the normal heartbeat of Mother Earth is 7.83. So we can basically say right around the 8 marker, this is triple. Double would be 16, and we see that line going across there. Triple, the amplitude is right here. So, and it kind of looks like a Morse code going across. So it's really interesting. Just curious what people are feeling when we have spikes on Schumann resonance.
I get anxiety.
Yeah.
I go to sleep at 2 a.m. and wake up at 5 a.m. and that's it. That's what happens. If I don't sleep, I know it's high or maybe even all white. I sleep like none.
Mm-hmm.
That Morse code looking thing is the submarine communication stuff.
What do you mean?
That line, that's the frequency they use for the military uses to communicate with the submarines.
Can you read that?
No. But that's what it is, I'm pretty sure. Because that shows up in the Schumann resonance chart, because they use those low frequencies to, because they go underground and they go through water. So when it looks like it's, that's military.
All right, Don?
I'm a ham radio operator.
Can you hear me?
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first time that I have seen these frequencies. Now, are these frequencies coming from the Earth directly, or are they coming from other sources outside the planet? Or I don't understand exactly what I'm looking at. I just want to have it explained a little bit more. If somebody could explain that.
It's the heartbeat of Mother Earth, basically. That's what the Schumann resonance is supposed to reflect. It's the pulse, the energy that Mother Earth consistently puts out. But in recent times, we've seen it rise, and there's a lot more as there's more energy coming to the planet. She's reflecting that as well.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. I'm new to looking at what you just posted, so I'd like to learn a little bit more about it eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Jody?
First of all, let me ask, is there, like, you see people raise their hand, are they just physically doing it, or is there like a button that you push?
There's a button you can push.
Oh, show me where it's at.
I think it's on the right-hand side. I don't know. Somewhere there, yeah.
And it says raise your hand or something?
I don't know. Well, how are you guys doing? I've never raised, as I'm the moderator, so.
I just raised my hand because I don't like to interrupt anybody, so I just kind of do it like, hey, can I have a turn?
But, no, there's something that you can actually raise your hand.
Yeah, if you're on a laptop, I have no idea. But if you're on the phone, on the right-hand corner on the bottom screen, there's 3 dots. It says more underneath. You click it, and then you can put raise hand on it. So, and then lower hand, you can disconnect your audio, hide my video in gallery, and so much more stuff on there.
That's cool.
Okay.
On my laptop, it's on the bottom left. So if you have a laptop, mine is on the bottom left. Just hit mute and unmute.
I still don't see anything like raise hand anywhere. But anyways, I was just gonna say, I noticed when on the spike, the really spiky days of it, whatever energy I've been in, it just intensifies. It's almost like a quartz crystal or anything, that I think whatever energy we've been vibrating, it even just amplifies that.
That's an interesting perspective. I never thought of that. That would make sense too.
I'll find the little hand thing.
Why don't you go on to try on top of your picture next to where it says mute. There's a 3 little dots, the ellipses thingies.
Yeah,
Try clicking that.
Not a choice. It says mute my audio, stop video, rename, pin video, and hide self view.
Okay. I don't know.
Sorry for not raising my hand all those times. I didn't know.
No, you're fine. I encourage people to jump in anyway, honestly. So you don't have to.
I have a question for Greg.
Sure.
I don't know if I'm the only one experiencing it.
You are.
It seems
No.
lately I've been having more experiences with EMFs. I've been getting more ringing in my ears. And at first I thought I was getting an ear infection. I went and got checked out by the doctor and he said, no, they couldn't find anything wrong. But it just seems lately like I'm starting, because I live in an RV full time and I do have a power line close to my RV. And I'm just kind of wondering, are these EMFs signals getting stronger? Is it just me? Like I said, I got checked out from the doctor and he said, no, there's nothing wrong with your ears, And I told him that, my ears were ringing and I felt like I was experiencing more EMFs, even when it's dead silent. I don't have anything running except my computer. And I still get this little ringing. And sometimes at night, it seems like the ringing in my ears gets a little bit stronger at times. And I just wondered if I was the only oddball going through that experience.
You may want to.
Dear, welcome to having your ear chakras open and hearing the universe. Welcome.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe that's a beneficial frequency that you're hearing. And not necessarily an ELF or EMF. It might be something beneficial, like a download that you're getting. So,
did anyone pick up a high-pitched sound between 9 to 11 in East Coast time and 6 to whatever in West Coast time?
My sounds never stop. They never stop. My husband's sounds in our ears never stop. But when there's a lot of energies coming in, pulses of cosmic rays or pulses of energy from wherever in the galaxies, it does ring higher. I've been recording the times that the energy comes in and it does get louder for us, but it's constant now. It's been constant for a number of years. So this is my normal. And when it gets really, really loud, the energy is really, really strong. And usually it doesn't ring on the show on the Schumann for maybe hours to the next day. And then the Schumann will go nuts if it's really strong. So, this isn't, I don't construe this as EMFs at all, because my light is definitely much, much stronger than any EMF. And I don't consider EMFs an issue, but I feel the electrics of it. And when I feel the electrics, I know that, oh, I shouldn't touch that now or whatever. But you can expect that also, if you're starting to hear these things, that you could start hearing other tones. And one of the things I started doing lately, and I was going to leave the chat. One of the things I started doing lately was I got some those things, Greg. What are the tuning forks? And I started learning to I'm starting to learn to work with the tuning forks, and they help. Just playing with them, learning about them helps ground. So you'll find sometimes when you're really, really grounded that the sounds in your ears calm down. but the minute that a new energy comes in and you have to integrate it, the sounds will go way up. And I think a lot of you may be nodding your heads in agreement with that. And I'm going to leave the chat, and I send you again loads of love to everyone and bless you all.
I agree to that.
Love you, bud. Love you. Bless you.
Thank you, Katie.
Absolutely.
Hi, Katie.
Okay. Whose is this? Yeah, I just wanted to add on that sometimes when the ringing in my ears gets louder at night, sometimes the wolves will even start howling too. When I'm starting getting these high, the loudness gets louder and louder. And I notice too that sometimes it affects the animals as well, because anytime between 2 and 3 in the morning, sometimes the wolves will start howling, and I thought it was just me. And then I hear them howling. And I've often wondered if this is coming from the earth as well.
Yeah, there's a good chance of that. I had myself muted, but what I did, what I was trying to say before too, and thank you for sharing that as well. I hear like Katie, I also hear high-pitched frequencies constantly. And when she was talking about that, Katie was talking about that, I was tuning into what the high-pitched frequency is that I'm hearing right now. And right now it's in the key of D, which I found interesting, which is the sacral chakra. And, it's represented by the orange, our second chakra. And I found it interesting that Jody had just made chains in that color. So it all ties together. Necklaces, rather. Yeah.
Talking about vibrations, I have a question. What do you guys think about 5G?
Dangerous.
Evil.
So my sister and I had a talk about that, and we are going to see what we look for. And so if we're actually going to be raising ourselves up into the 5 dimensions or 5D or whatever, why don't we use that for our benefit? So I'm going to just, hey, they're putting up 5G, how interesting, we want to move to 5D. Why don't we use that, put our own energies through it and transmute those others?
Because as I know, actually 5G lowers our energy and attacks our immune system.
Yes, but what I'm saying is we have the power to transmute that. Use our energy, our own energies to transmute it. If it's being sent out, let's send out a different energy.
Just send a love frequency to the 5G and let like Jody said, transmute that with our love. That will enhance our energy field.
I do that with wills too. Anything that can be twisted or viewed or judged as bad. Okay, well, from my perspective, I'm going to send that love. What do I want it to be? Okay, well, I'm going to say that's showering down love. I can't go up there physically and make the plane stop doing it, or maybe we can as a collective, I don't know, but what I can do is just shine love on it and look at it as a positive thing.
Yeah, I got you. I too am just confirming this with your thoughts, because it's not that easy to keep your vibration high continuously. Like, they will be things to make you angry. There will be things to challenge your sense of love. And at least now, because to me, this is the beginning of the end. The game, it's not over yet. I mean, we are going through the most difficult times.
Maybe the people are coming in to keep us aware and keep us conscious, because every time there's a moment of the now presented to us, we are given that choice to change or transmute it to love. And so maybe all those things are just giving us opportunities to stay conscious, keep choosing love, keep choosing that in the now, keep sending the light and energies we want to see.
How you
I
send
think-
love to your government by now because it's too difficult to me.
Definitely. In fact, I try to
Every
avoid.
hour they keep informing me how much dead people we have, which one from coronavirus, how we don't have money, how they don't know how long they will keep us under quarantine. And,
Wait. You
so
said
many
each
things drive
hour,
you crazy.
each hour they're doing that. Why are you allowing that each hour to
Cut it
happen?
off. Shut it off, man. Don't even. Don't
Disconnect
even look
from it.
at it. Do something else positive, but look at that fear porn. They're everybody in some kind of weird matrixy vibe thing that's low, that sucks. Look, I love you guys. I love my neighbors. I'm gonna eat today. I'm gonna go see a friend today and get some horse manure from them. I am not focusing on any of that stuff. Like,
Especially every hour.
yeah.
Somebody else tell you the story. You create the story. We create the story.
Yep.
Create something better with us all.
Yeah.
Just be conscious where you're at the moment, at all time. That will help you balance your vibration, but don't put any negative thought into it.
Yeah, hi everybody, this is Linda. I wanted to add to that too, because I shut off the news a long time ago, but knowing that the show is on, this is the real deal, we're going through a transition right now. Knowing that, I try to tune in just to get the news when the president is speaking, because we're in the series of announcements that we've been told about would happen before the whole reset and before all of this, you know, the flash and all these things, before all that happens, the cleanup has to take place. So when we tune in to see the announcements, try to view that in a 5D perspective. Try to see what the underlying symbols and messages and hints that are being dropped. But definitely stay out of that fear porn. Stay out of that. Like after 911 happened, it was 24/7. We were getting bombarded with that storyline. And yes, it's important to get information, but it's also extremely important to just try to stay in that vibe of seeing the multi-dimensional layer part of this story that's playing out that's so beautiful. And I want to say one more thing real quick. I watched a video that somebody recommended. It's on YouTube. It's called JFK to 911, A Rich Man's Trick. And as I was, it was about 3 hours long, and I watched that yesterday. And I just wanted to get some more information, but it is such a well put together documentary of information. It's just heartwarming. Well, not heartwarming. It's hard to swallow. It's hard to digest for people that don't know. But the part where it got up to at the end, when it got up to the 911 incident, I've already known these things. I've already done my research. I've already got down those rabbit holes. But let me tell you, watching this yesterday, there's a background music, the entertainer, you know, da 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 da, you know, the entertainer. They start playing that and they're showing scenes from 911, and I felt my body started shaking, literally. And I've been doing this work a very long time, so it takes a lot to affect me. I started crying. My body started shaking. It was almost uncontrollable. And I felt into this and I asked Spirit, what is going on? I don't think I have PTSD from this. Why am I reacting like that? And it was a very clear, calm knowing. I was processing because humanity, the entire planet, is going to get the truth. And when the truth starts coming out, it's something we've been asking for a very long time. And a lot of people haven't believed that this could really happen. And we know it's happening now. So it was like my body was processing a release from Mother Earth herself. It was pretty amazing. So if you haven't seen that yet on YouTube, check it out. It's JFK to 911, A Rich Man's Trick. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Thank you for doing this too, Greg. Thank you for doing this for everybody and letting us join in. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You know, it's like I was saying before, and I totally agree with your perspective because we are in the trenches. everyone most of the people that are here right now, there are those who are just holding space, that are, they're keeping themselves oblivious to all the news that's going on with, in the mainstream media intentionally. And I love them for that. Good for them to hold that space for us while we're in the trenches and we're getting all the information. We're looking for those clues that you're talking about and the messages that are hidden in all these different personalities that are coming out right now. And we're going to be the ones that are there for the ones that are just awakening, helping them, guiding them in a direction, whatever direction they're going to be heading, but just helping facilitate their awakening. So
and don't forget to give props to all those in the deep trenches who are actually the ones going out there making the change, rescuing the children, so on and so forth from the extreme darkness. Because, man, they're doing one hell of a job.
Yeah, there's been so many child traffickers already arrested right now. So it's huge. And that's why we're seeing a lot of these personalities, celebrities wigging out. The adrenochrome supply has been seriously limited. We're not seeing the abductions as much anymore, and they're not getting their adrenochrome. They're wigging out. So it's fascinating to watch play out and continue to do what you're doing here. If you're one of the people that are in the trenches along with me and many of us that are here right now, continue doing what you're doing. You can still hold that vibration, that fifth dimensional vibration, as well as go into the trenches. You're multidimensional. You can do anything. So Shaggy, you have your hand up.
Oh, I just want to say that, in my experience going through this battle of evil and darkness, once they can't penetrate into your thought, your mind, manipulate your thoughts. So in my experience, after they can't fight it, you will win over that. And then they start to attack you physically. Like, as example, I stated earlier about they attacking my electronic phone media to social media or connect with any spiritual channel, make a connection. But at all time, I know I have my spirit team, so I call on to my spirit team and I do affirmation. And you know what? It works. It worked 100% of the time. You just have to sit in your feeling and listen to spirit speak to you. And it's amazing, once you put your faith in that, it's always pay off 100% in my experience.
Now more than ever, we've been repeating the message, and it's worth repeating. Go within, ground. Those are the two things that'll get you through this the best and easiest way to get over all this stuff. Speaking of which, I think I'm going to go out and ground. We'll wrap this up right now. We've been on for almost 4 hours here. It's been really fun doing this in the daytime. And who knows, I don't know, maybe we'll go back to the evening. Maybe we'll try a different time as well. This has been really fun and very informative, I hope, for everyone that's joined us. I want to thank everyone for joining us here on Zoom as well as on YouTube. I want to encourage you guys to check out, if you can, if you feel so inclined to check us out on in5d.net and help support the channel through maybe a purchase of the shirt and or on Patreon, where you can check out one of our levels that we have there. Any support is greatly appreciated. So thank you once again.
I love you all, everybody.
Sending
Thank
you all
love you all.
infinite love and light. Namaste.
Love you all.
Other ones I just
Bye.
I love to do show and tell. Just using the